Let me make this shit clear. I'm a player by design. Multiple women, one agenda. No attachments, no apologies. If you deal with me, understand the contract. I execute. DJ Urban T. It's a player life. Baby, forget the hype. Late night, same rules, I don't live that life twice. I ain't looking for love, I'm just here to play right. It's nothing but a player life, yeah, player life. Player life, yeah, player life. Yeah. It's 2004, that's the era I'm in. Walk in the club like I own this bitch. Scan the room slow, yeah, I'm choosing quick. Confidence loud, I don't hesitate. Eye contact strong, I decide her fate. Buy one drink, that's pocket change. Return on attention, I profit from game. Get the number fast, then I pivot smooth to the next, like I got shit to prove. Same method, different faces, same damn script. Homies running the exact same shit. We don't beg, we don't chase it. We select, replace, erase. Phone blowing up, that shit stay lit. Different women, same damn script. This ain't love, this discipline. Cold hearted hustle, I'm living it. It's a player life. Baby, forget the hype. Late night, same rules, I don't live that life twice. I ain't looking for love, I'm just here to play right. It's nothing but a player life, can't play it. Baby, forget the hype. Late night, same rules, I don't live that life twice. I ain't looking for love, I'm just here to play right. It's nothing but a player life, can't. Brunch with a flight attendant chick, drinks with a nurse. Late night link, any skirt gets word. Separate stories, separate lives. Never mix names, never cross lines. I don't chase feelings or trigger reactions. Tell just enough truth to keep the shit active. She call it connection, I call it control. I read her insecurities, play my role. Pull back slightly, now she stressed. Scarcity tactic, now she obsessed. They want titles, I want access. They want loyalty, I want practice. I don't give a fuck about fair or right. I give them attention and ghost at night. One thing she's special, I let her believe it. One thing I'm honest, I strategically seed it. Tell her she different, whisper it slow. Same damn line from an hour ago. Yeah. From an hour ago. It's a player life. Baby, forget the hype. Late night, same rules, I don't live that life twice. I ain't looking for love, I'm just here to play right. It's nothing but a player life, yeah. Baby, forget the hype. Late night, same rules, I don't live that life twice. I ain't looking for love, I'm just here to play right. It's nothing but a player life.
Why the fuck you burn our home? Why turn me into a ghost? Why make my kids look at me strange? Why lie just to shift the blame? Why
DJ Urban T.
protection order clean and quick? Script rehearsed, that shit was slick. Escorted out my own front door. 11-year marriage gone and no more. Facebook threads dragging dirt, strangers feeding on my hurt. She said I'm violent, she said I'm sick, but I'm the same man raising our kids. You flipped the story, made me thread like I'm someone to regret. I fought for vows, you chose escape. I prayed for us, you sealed our fate. You sealed our fate. Did you lie just to make me leave? Make my babies question me? Why was I alone in that fight? Why did God stay silent that night? Yeah, Divorce stamp, that shit was fast. Judge signed off like we trash. Visitation sliced in blocks. Fatherhood reduced the clocks. Texas court leaned away. Every motion she would say, I stood there full of shame, watching them erase my name. Child support stamped in ink. Bad pay stat before I blink. Like I dipped, like I ran, like a deadbeat dad. That shit burned deep in my chest. System said I failed the test. I felt fucked by law and faith. Like you watched me suffocate. I asked God, where the hell you at? God, you said you will protect me. Remember that. They stripped my rights away while looking foolish in a suit and tie. And I'm standing there asking why. I'm still standing in the wreckage, still breathing through the flame. Then your boyfriend moved in my old damn bed. Same roof over my kids' heads. Posted up in your passenger seat. Mean stare like he won't beef. Texting threads from your phone at night. You play dumb, say I'm tripping right. Pickups at the police station gate. Lights flashing while I wait. CPS call, we got a tip. She said my name quick as shit. Court clear me, truth exposed. Still you never on what you chose. Boyfriend staring hard like he's tough. I wanna beat his ass, bad as fuck. But I stood still, swallowed pride. Wouldn't give you that headline ride. I felt disrespected, played by you, by him, by the court, and by God, who was quiet as death, while I'm losing air in my chest. Why did it strip me to the bone? Did I lose my faith, my home? Did humiliation stick? Did survival rise from this? That car became my only bed. Driver's seat, war in my head. Windows cracked so I could breathe. Pride breaking underneath. Backseat holding all I own. Whole damn life reduced to chrome. Parking lots at 2 a.m. Wondering when this nightmare ends. Truck stops off the highway bend. Pay for showers to pretend. Steam on tile, shame on skin. Hot water, hurt within. Towel stuffed in a duffel bag. Clean outside, inside drag. Scrolling pictures of my kids. Asking God what the fuck this is. No address, no steady ground. Just engine humming hollow sound. Grown man fighting tears alone. In a car that felt like stone. Moved back to mom's house. Lived in my childhood room. Boxes stacked, ego doom. Waking up feeling small, like I fucking lost it all. Zero cash, zero pride. Depression heavy, buried inside. Questioning love, questioning sin. Questioning God, questioning them. Why? God, where were you when I fell? When lies are so true so well. You said protect, you said restore. So why I'm sleeping on fucking floors, huh? Was I blind, too loyal? Building life from poison soil. God, did you break me down this far? Show me who they are. Why did it break me to rebuild? Why did it wound me, make me real? Why did I lose it all to see? Why did survival shape me? I'm still standing in the wreckage, still breathing through the flame. You took my house, took my name, tried to bury me in shame. I slept in a car, showered at truck stops, cried when nobody sees. Moved back my mom home, started from zero, felt less than a man and I'm still in it. I'm waking up heavy, I'm fighting through doubt, I'm questioning you doubt. It's what you're carrying and that's how I took that.
Welcome to the lounge, where we challenge accountability. I'm Urban, and we don't do surface talk here. We use emotional intelligence. Thought-provoking, mind in motion, truth be stirring, deep emotion. No filters, no faking. This here, thought-provoking, Every beat a question, every bar a lesson. I turn the mic to a mirror, life's a session. Urban in the mix, soul and intellect blend. We ain't just talk truth, we set trends from Dallas to the world. We break that ceiling, no clout, just facts, that's the real feeling. Thought-provoking, mind in motion. Truth be stirring, deep emotion. No filters, no faking. This here, thought-provoking. Trap drums drop, but the message don't fade. Every thought sparks like a hand grenade. Faith, pain, love, and drive all collide, that's how minds revive. All collide, that's how minds revive. Thought-provoking, mind in motion. Truth be stirring, deep emotion. No filters, no faking. This here, thought-provoking. Mind open wide like a city skyline. Every topic shaped by design. The urban lounge where ideas ignite. Late night thoughts under podcast lights. Every episode of thought design. The urban lounge where iron sharp iron. We build from the ground like truth rewiring. Can't fake what's felt when the mic's ignited. If you listening now, you already invited. Thought-provoking, mind in motion. Truth be stirring, deep emotion. No filters, no faking. This here, thought-provoking.
Warning, the following image and or content may be disturbing, offensive to some viewers. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
Real quick community guidelines before we start the show. Now I want y'all to know that this is a space for respectable, thought-provoking conversations. We encourage intelligent discussions, different viewpoints, and respectable debates. Disagree if you want, but do it with substance and respect. Self-promotion is not allowed. This is not your billboard. Links, spam, and promotions in the comments or in live chat will be blocked immediately. Distasteful trolling, insults, or bad faith behavior will not be entertained. You will be blocked and banned. No warnings, no back and forth. Finally, y'all will notice that the subscriber mode is on. It is only for 5 minutes, y'all. 5 minutes. That way we can protect the integrity of the show and also protect the integrity of people who actually want to comment in the comment section faithfully, all right? We're here to think, challenge ideas, and grow, and not derail the conversation. If you're here in good faith, then I welcome you. Y'all enjoy the show. So what's up, y'all? What's up with it? What is up with it? What's up with it? Man. Before we start the show, what was going on with YouTube? Whoa. Hey, what was going on with YouTube, y'all? Man. Did y'all get that same message that I got? That was saying that YouTube is currently not working right now. You have to be patient and we're going to get it together. A lot of people in my, a lot of subscribers that was getting back with me, right? They was saying, man, Urban, I thought you had banned me for real. Like, nah, bro, I didn't ban you. That was YouTube. That was all on YouTube. I didn't have nothing to do with that whatsoever. I was just as baffled as you was. On the cool though. I'm just saying, but yeah, that was crazy. It was actually a YouTube outage, and it was a global outage. Okay. And so what was going on was that, people couldn't go to their homepage, nor they couldn't go to their subscription page, nor they couldn't, comment on the community wall as well neither. But however, if you still live streaming, it didn't affect the live streaming. All right. So it was out for almost like 20 to 30 minutes. And so I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do my show tonight because YouTube, I won tonight. So, but thankfully they have fixed the problem and we are up and we're live and we can have this thought-provoking conversation for tonight. So I appreciate y'all. I appreciate everyone who are tuning in right now for this show. Also, I did have another show scheduled. We was gonna do a reaction to another show that I seen, right, but I delayed that and we'll just do it tomorrow. All right. But this show is important. All right. So those of you here, I appreciate you. I appreciate your understanding. And without further ado, let's go and get into the show. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. One other thing too. My executive producer, he always get on me about not advertising my show or advertising his stuff neither. You know what I'm saying? So first of all, the music that y'all heard in the beginning, all right? The music you heard in the beginning, I have produced and written everything, including the beats, all this stuff, okay? So that music is available on all streaming platforms. The music that you heard, other than the intro song, that is available on all streaming platforms. Whatever streaming platform you got as music, it is on there. If it's Apple, if it's Pandora, wherever it is on there. All right, so make sure you go and support me being an artist as well too, a DJ and an artist as well too, and a producer. All right. Second of all, my executive producer, he's in the building right now. He's on the Shug verse. Make sure that y'all support him as well. Air to the Stars. Air to the Stars is his webpage. Make sure you go and support him as well too. All right, we got all that out the way. Let's go ahead and get to the show that y'all want to see right now. So we are going to be reacting to, we're going to be reacting to, hold up, wrong screen. There we go. We're going to be reacting to Micca. All right. So Micca decided to go on to Mr. Orlando Fox podcast show, right? And she decided to do a tell it all section about her relationship with Anton Daniels and also what happened with the 5150 podcast, with Corey Holcomb and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? So without further ado, this is about an hour. I think the video is about an hour long. So we're gonna sit up here, we're gonna react to this, all right? So before we do it, make sure y'all hit the thumbs up to support the channel, and let's go ahead and get into this content for the hour, all right?
Being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for accepting the invitation. The reason why I really wanted to talk with you is obviously the whole incident between Anton Daniels and Corey Holcomb was propagated all over the internet, and your picture came up a lot. And we're going to get into everything that was said about that. But for full transparency, I think the public should know that I used to be your executive producer for a show that I walked away from, but I know you're still a part of it, and I wish you well. More important.
Hey, Lionel, don't be walking around for me like this, dude.
Importantly, I wanted to, what, Micca? No, I do. It was a great show. I had my time there, and I really wish everybody well who's still there. But again, because I have a personal relationship with you and your husband, I know you guys outside of the work that I've done with you. When I saw this information, I thought it was important for me to have a sit-down conversation. At first, I thought, should I even delve into what feels messy? But I think there's a deeper message. Mm-hmm. And I had several people who sent me the content in my DM and said, isn't this your girl? Isn't this the young lady that was on a show you used to produce? I said, sure. And I thought about it. And then I made a decision we should talk. So thank you kindly for accepting it. Many people know about you, but some people don't. And I think this is the opportunity to let people know who you are. So I know you from a conservative perspective.
Yes.
I know that you also have your own show. And you do much around politics, and you're obviously an aficionado of President Trump. So let's begin to tell people about who you are, and more specifically, your role as a conservative.
Okay, well, if you guys don't know, my name is Pop Culture Micca, or just Micca. All right, I am a conservative. I am a Trump supporter, voter, whatever you want to call it. That's what I am. However, my conservative views are not based on Donald Trump. My entire family has always been conservative. We've always had just those types of values. And then when it comes to me being an adult, just having the, the luxury of smaller government, or wanting smaller government, wanting, not to be taxed for every little thing, and just understanding how government actually works. It wasn't a thought for me to not be, liberal.
Yeah. Do you feel that mainstream media accurately represents conservative Black women?
No, absolutely not. I don't think it represents conservative, values or people good at all, but especially not anybody of color.
So what's the difference between a person, and I feel like I know this because I'm conservative as well. I am just not a Republican. But what's the difference? Sort of elucidate or explain to the public what's the difference in an individual who's a conservative that isn't a Republican and hold those values, and then one who is a conservative and also happens to be a Republican.
Okay, well, there is a difference. However, I'm what's called a Trump Republican or MAGA Republican, right? So I tend to, because I'm a conservative, I vote Republican, but I am registered as a non-affiliate, because my whole thought process is, you want to make sure you listen to both sides, but in this day and age, liberalism has gone just far to the left. So there's no way I would, be able to vote for that. But I want to make sure that I'm not just voting, Republican just because it's a party that I normally agree with.
So real quick, maybe y'all could give me this understanding, okay? Micca, she started off by saying that she's conservative, right? Which I feel her on that. I rock with her. I'm also a conservative as well too. But however, she went later to say that she's a Trump MAGA supporter. So to my understanding, being a MAGA supporter is kind of different from being a conservative. You know what I mean? Just like, she was saying a Republican, when you're a Republican, that's the party that you're identifying with. But a conservative don't necessarily identify with that said party. They may have certain type of ideologies or belief within the party, but they're not actually affiliated with the party, if that makes any sense. So a conservative, that could be both left and right, based on, their perspective on, politics, in other words. So I'm kind of confused on this. I'm kind of confused on how she could be a conservative, a Republican, and a MAGA supporter while being a conservative. That's what I'm confused with, because I thought it's either one or the other. But let's continue.
I vote that way because that's where my values lie. But if somebody is, a part of that party, you have to also still press them. You can't just capitulate because you're a part of that party. So that's why I tend to stay non-affiliate. But most of my values, and every time I've voted, it's been Republican.
Speaking of President Trump, I know that there was the White House took down a racist video today. By the time this show airs, it would have been much conversation about it. But the racist video was of the Obamas. Their heads were placed on an ape, if you will. What's your take on that? It seems that the mainstream media reported that the president manages his own Twitter account, and about midnight or 12 a.m. sometime is when the video was posted. A video meme, and it appears to be very racist. What say you?
Well, everything that...
Okay, before he answers, notice the wording that he said. He said that President Trump manages his social medias, okay? He didn't say that President Trump is actively involved in his social media, meaning that, like, say for example, with me, I'm not only I manage my social media, but I'm actively involved, meaning that I'm literally posting stuff on her. I'm literally creating content on her. But however, with President Trump, he has what is called a publicist or a social media analyst, or whatever you want to call it, right? That person, the one who literally manages his social medias, okay? He's not literally going on there tweeting and doing all stuff, because the man literally do not have time to do that, okay? So he has someone else do that, all right? So I just want y'all to keep in mind with that, okay, before she give a statement.
Donald Trump does is racist in the mainstream media's eyes. But when you get into it, the video was, I want to say maybe a couple seconds long, but the video has all of the Democrats in it, all of them. They only focused on the Obamas because, of course, of the trope of, okay, black people being monkeys or apes or whatever. Would I have personally done it? No, because I know how it will be taken and look and things like that. And I know that the mainstream media doesn't allow for nuance. I know it doesn't allow for certain variations. And I would know that they won't play the entire thing, and that would be the focus. So I wouldn't have done it, but I do understand the video in its context. It's like he's the Lion King, he's the king of the jungle. It's just when you're already hit with the racist trope, even if it's not true, which is, I can understand that because I'm hit with something and it's not true. The perception, you don't want to put out more.
It implies the trope. It implies
right. It implies that that's what you were going for, even if it wasn't.
Correct.
So I wouldn't have done it. But again, anything Donald Trump does is going to be under a microscope.
And let me get your take on what Tim Scott, the only black Republican in the Senate, this is what he said, I quote, "Praying it was fake because it's the most racist thing I've seen out of this White House. The president should remove it."
Well,
do you espouse that thinking?
I don't think it's the most racist thing I've ever seen. Or the most racist thing out of this White House, but I don't believe it's appropriate to keep up.
Let's call a thing. Is Donald Trump, President Trump, a racist to you as a conservative Republican, Afro-Latino woman? Is President Trump a racist to you?
No.
Okay. By evidence of what that he isn't?
By evidence of his track record.
And expound what the track record is.
So Donald Trump, it has a track record of actually doing a lot of things for the people, meaning everybody, versus just talking about it, versus just grandstanding and actually not doing anything but using a group of people to do something. Like when he says he's going to hire the best, and if it's a black person, it is because that person is the best, not because I just want to have a figurehead that's just black or that's just Latino. That person is actually a qualified person.
Is Patel Cash a figurehead? Because I think he's the only person of color in the Trump administration. It appears that the bulk of the Trump administration is predominantly white.
No. So the other person would be the HUD secretary. He's also black.
Yeah, who's invisible.
No, he's not invisible.
We don't hear about him.
Well, the mainstream media doesn't promote it. That's not my problem. That's not Trump's problem. That's the mainstream media's problem. Because the mainstream media also doesn't promote the fact that Joe Biden is a racist. And so is Kamala.
Yeah. Now, when you mentioned earlier, and then
so how are you just gonna just run over that one talking about yeah? You know good and damn well that Biden and Harris are okay. All right, so let's back real quick, y'all. Now, first of all, that video that got put out on Trump socials, I can agree that it was distasteful. That's the reason why it had got removed. When I looked at the video, I understood the whole concept behind it. You know what I'm saying? But however, due to them, using the certain characters on there, I can understand that it created sensationalism. All right. So I get that part. Now, the other question where he's asking, is Donald Trump a racist? Now, me personally, this is how the way I view it. Is Donald Trump a racist? No, he's not. Being a racist means that you have not only prejudice, but you have hatred towards people of color. This man do not have hatred towards people of color. But however, before y'all say anything, however, there's a but to this, okay? However, Donald Trump is a participant of what is known as systemic racism, okay, that is in this country. Because we can't get over this whole hump of systemic racism that's happening in this country, because it's built and granted upon the Constitution and the amendments. So there's nowhere around it. The only way systemic racism is going to be removed from this country is for them to literally change the Constitution altogether. That's the only way it's going to stop. That's the only way it's going to end, but they're not going to do that at all. So yeah, I believe he's a part of systemic racism, just like a lot of his, counterparts are part of systemic racism. Yeah, absolutely. But for him being a racist personally, that he hate people of color, no. Because as a businessman, he know that he do not get any type of value whatsoever of hating a race, because he know he needs that race. All right. Same thing with other people who are businessmen or women. They know that they need a race, so they'll be a part of the systemic racism part. But for us, them being a racist themselves, no, I don't believe that they are. And also, I just, to be honest with you, I believe that the left literally just blew that video way out of proportion than what it really needed to be. That's the reason why I never reacted to it. I didn't do no podcast or nothing like that on that video, because I understood what it was. So it is what it is.
And we're sort of pivot from Trump, that Trump does something for all people.
Yes.
Give me an example of what all people, including Black Americans and people of color, Black and brown, have benefited from. What is it that he's done for all people that I and others have benefited from?
Well, I would say let's start with immigration, because let's be clear, the money that gets allocated to immigrants, especially in places like Chicago, can actually go to Black communities, can actually go to Latino communities that are actually here legally, right? When you allocate funds to a group of people that are not paying taxes, that don't contribute to the community, and you're not putting them in these white liberal communities, you're putting them in Black communities, you're putting them in communities that are already in despair. When you send ICE there, which, if you ever seen an episode of my show, The Red Cup, I've had Chicago Flips Red on. And Chicago Flips Red are all Black women, and they are Republican. And they talk about the high taxes that the Democrats are putting on the Black liberals there, instead of actually doing fiscally safe policies. All of these things affect Black communities, but they don't put that in the forefront. They only put, Donald Trump just wants to get the Latino community out of there, but there are already Black and brown people there. And by having Donald Trump sending people like ICE, you take those people out and the resources go back to the people that they were actually meant for, not these illegals that don't have any place here. It's not our job to take care of them. They can go back to wherever they came from, because if it was us in Mexico or any other place around the world, because they come from all over the world, not just Mexico, nobody would care. They would send us back home.
I think that was a colorful response, but you didn't answer my question.
Yes, you didn't answer the question at all, period. You really didn't. Oh, God damn it. Micca. Okay. Let me help you out with this, Micca. This is what President Trump has did for all people, okay? You ready for it? Y'all ready for it too? This is what President Trump did for all people, all right? My response is going to tell the truth, okay? This is what President Trump did for our people. President Trump did absolutely nothing for our people, period. Same as former President Biden, same as former President Obama, same as the Bushes who was in office, same as President Carter, President Reagan, the Kennedys. Every president that had a presidency, they have not did absolutely nothing for the people. The reason why I'm saying this is because it is not the president position to do any damn thing for the people. All the president position is to be the spokesperson for the whole entire nation. That's it. The president is that's the face for the nation. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. That's it. Now, if he were to ask this question genuinely, right, he would ask, what did the lawmakers did for the people. Now, that would be an interesting question because we know that the law starts where? In the House of Representatives, right? Where they're creating laws and stuff, right? They going back and forth, debating and drafting up laws. It starts with them. Then from there, it goes to the Senate to see if it's going to be approved. Then from the Senate, you know what I'm saying? Then that's when the president signed the law into, you know, what it is. That's all he do. That's all he do. So in reality, no president do not do anything for us, period. It's not their job to do anything for us, period. Other than be the representation of the whole entire nation or be the face of the nation. That's their position. I don't know why people thinking this way. I don't know why the left party, the right party and stuff, they want to blame it on the presidents and stuff, keep playing this fake game to sensationalize normal people like us, you know what I'm saying? But I know the game. I know how it is. And this is about time for y'all to know the truth behind that too. Yeah, he don't have nothing to do with that, period. So y'all need to stop with that.
Because I want to be able to make sure.
No, that is direct because the funds allocated, those are black people.
But what I'm asking is, can you anecdotally identify something that President Trump did for all people that myself and other black and brown people have benefited from or has leveraged us as a community? I'm just asking for an example.
And then here's another thing too. Y'all didn't catch that. He started off by saying, what did President Trump did for all people? Then he switched it up to give a classification. When now he's saying all people in regards to a certain race of people. Now, what he's doing is he's sitting up here literally not only strong men in her, but he's giving her a red herring fallacy as well too. But let's continue.
I just gave one.
Okay.
Which is immigration. Because again, you have places like Chicago. And the reason why I harp on Chicago is because Chicago has the highest, one, if not in the country, the highest deaths among black youth, black people in general. They take out Shot Spotter. They take out all of these things.
So when you say immigration specifically, what?
Because immigration is because when they put these immigrants into these black and brown communities, and preferably black communities, they take away housing that's for black people. They take away maybe social services that are for black people. That directly affects them. You have.
But how does that benefit me and other black and brown people?
Those are black people.
But you said it takes away the immigrants. So you're saying that immigrants.
Because my tax dollars are going towards them.
So let me make sure I understand you. The immigrants that are in this country, you're saying that the immigrants here are taking housing opportunities away from black and brown people.
Absolutely.
This country is made up of immigrants.
No.
All the
this
immigrants.
Country, no, we're all not. My family is indigenous.
With
we're
the
all
exception
not.
of black Americans who were enslaved and forced in.
not just black Americans, indigenous Americans as well, because my grandmother is indigenous. I am not an immigrant, and neither is my family. So again, they're not here. They're not from here. There's nothing wrong with immigrating here. But there are other people, including other black people, including other Latino people that came here the right way, that paid all of this money. You get to jump the Rio Grande and think I'm supposed to have sympathy for you.
Let me ask you this and then we can move on. Do you think white ethnic people in this country are immigrants and also usurping opportunities from black and brown people?
Absolutely. So you have like the Ukrainians. I'm not for sending my money over there. And a lot of conservatives aren't.
Well, let's just think who's here in America. I mean, you have Polish, you have Germans, English, Irish. So there's so many other immigrants in this country that are white ethnic people that may usurp opportunities from black and brown people. But it seems to be a focus
only if you're illegal.
It seems to be a focus on black and brown people. Well, I think this may be the perfect opportunity if you are of a different shade immigrant to come to this country, because the focus is now on the fair-skinned, if you will, immigrants. It's on the brown-skinned immigrants.
Nope, that's just what your mainstream media shows you. So
I don't pay attention to mainstream media.
Okay.
So before we continue, those of y'all who are tuned in right now, we are watching the reaction video that Micca did on this podcast, right? make sure that y'all hit the thumbs up to support the channel. All right. So this is my thing with this. First of all, I have to say this with Micca. All right. I wonder, did Micca prep for this show? I wonder, did he let Micca know that this show was not going to be a debate forum? I wonder, did she know this? I wonder, did he provide her, with certain scripts? Because like a show like this, right, that's actually, on like Fox News or whatever stuff, right? Normally what they would do, as in good faith, is that they'll provide these questions for the people who are going to come on these shows and talk about it, right? That's normally what they do in good faith. So I'm wondering, did he provide her the questions before she agreed to coming on the show, or she just agreed to it and just hope for the best? Because if that be the case, then this is the end resort of coming to, shows like this unprepared. Just by her reaction, I honestly believe that she was not prepared for these type of questions. Because these type of questions are debatable questions. It's not a interview like questions. These are debatable questions. So I'm wondering, did she even prepare herself for it or not? Because it seemed like she didn't. And then once again, these questions that he's asking her, I honestly believe that they're very disingenuous. They are, based on how the way he's wording them. But let's continue.
Well, that's just what maybe liberal media, including the independent ones, like your Don Lemon.
Oh, also, he said he don't look at media. This dude is a damn lie. Bro, that's bullshit.
That's bullshit.
You look at media. If you didn't look at any type of media whatsoever, then you would have never known the things that was happening with Anton and Corey Holcomb. You wouldn't even know that Micca was involved in this situation either. So stop it.
In them, yeah. So people like that, they only show that, but you have your Chinese immigrants, okay? Because you have the Chinese that come over here, and they have something called where they come and have babies, right? And their babies get citizenship, and then they go back to China, right? They come and they do a lot of these legal houses, and they just found one in Nevada where they had a whole lab set up. And they came over during the open border. So it's just not brown people, right? It's Chinese, it's other, Middle Eastern countries,
but that's
it's
not
other
what
white countries.
That may be plausible.
Everybody that is illegal, everybody's illegal,
yeah,
came through that southern border because it was wide open.
That may be plausible, but that's not what the Trump administration propagates. I'm just talking about what
yes, he does.
The Trump administration.
They don't stress it. Donald Trump has said plenty of times, and again, I use the most notable ones for liberals, right? Which is the Ukrainians. He didn't want to send any of our money over there. And you know who wanted to? The liberals. And I know why, because you have people who benefit from that. People in the Democratic Party and some rhinos in the Republican Party that benefit from sending our money over there.
Fair enough. All right. What do you think most people feel about Black and brown conservatives when people hear that you are a conservative or they hear that I'm a conservative? What do you think the misunderstanding is?
I think the misunderstanding is saying that you're trying to sell out to white supremacy.
Okay.
And I think that's an awful trope because white supremacy would be that this party owns me, that this party is entitled to my vote, because we should treat voting like we treat anything else. It's what have you done for me lately, okay? I'm not born in 1963, 64, 65, okay? So there have been plenty of things that have happened. Every time there is well, I vote Democrat because of the civil rights. This is years later. What have you done? Absolutely nothing. And most of the policies that I can recall in, a span of which I would have been born in, you have policies that have hurt Black people. You have the crime bill. You have poor immigration. You have the housing crash. All of these things that Democrats had a high role in, if not implemented. So yes, when I look at that, I think the bad trope of saying, well, you just want to be a part of the white man. Well, which white man? Because both of the parties are controlled by the majority. So which white man is the best? Who's ISIS colder? That's what I get from it. And I think, honestly and truly, that
the lesser of two evils, which is why you should be an independent.
Well, evil is an evil. Mm-hmm. So again, that's why I have no problem with calling out, rhino Republicans, because there are plenty of Republicans that I don't like.
Yep.
But when it comes down to it, George Bush is number one. It used to be Dick Cheney, but I'm giving him grace because he's gone. Those are my highest two on my list because those two impacted my generation, right? There are others, but again, just like with Democrats in the past, I look at what's in my generation, and I think the George Bush era was just a horrible era. I mean, because it ushered in a lot of policies that took away a lot of freedoms, like the Patriot Act and other just ridiculous policies.
All right, so let's get into Anton Daniels. All
right, before we go further into the show, once again, make sure y'all hit the thumbs up to support the channel. So far, they was getting into the political part about Micca's belief system. Those of y'all who are coming in right now, Micca has shared with us that she's allegedly, I don't know how this is possible, but I'm going to say it again. She said that she's a conservative, but not only she's a conservative, she's a Republican, and also she's a MAGA supporter. So I had posed this question earlier, and I'm going to pose this question again. Maybe I'm missing something. How is it possible for a person to be a conservative, to be not only a conservative, but to be a Republican and to be a MAGA supporter all at the same time? I thought that you had to be one or the other. You either a conservative, you either a Republican, or you're a MAGA supporter, or you with the Democratic Party, or you're a liberal, whatever the case may be. I thought it was one or the other. I didn't know that you could just combine it all together as you see fit. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe I missed something. Because once again, I consider myself as a conservative. You know what I'm saying? There are policies that I agree with on either party, whether it's the Republican or Democrat. You know what I'm saying? I agree with, and there are certain things that I disagree with both parties. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that's being a conservative. But hey, it is what it is. Now she's supposed to get ready to segue into the whole situation with Anton Daniels. Now, once again, those of y'all who are joining me right now, I question this with Micca. I question was she was even ready to deal with Orlando, because it seemed like these line of questions that Orlando was asking her, it's not a interview segment, but it's really dealing with debatable questions. Like she's literally in a debate. So I don't know, because to me it seems like she's not prepared for this at all. But let's continue, y'all.
My thinking with your vast erudition or knowledge in politics, was that the connection or bond? Because as I understand, he's a conservative, and much of his rhetoric, if you will, is political.
Correct.
Is that fair to say?
That's fair.
That is fair. Was that the bond or the connection between you and Anton?
Absolutely. So I was a watcher of Anton's content way before, I actually knew Anton. So that is one of the bases of my connection with Anton, and also the financial conservatism too, because Anton knows a lot about financial decisions.
Okay, and how would you describe your political relationship with him?
Political relationship, what do you mean?
Yeah, so is it primarily the relationship or the friendship you have is primarily about politics?
Well, no. Well, the relationship that we have now is primarily business.
Or prior to, when you say now, there's an emphasis that maybe it was different prior to.
No, the only prior to is before I knew him.
Okay.
So before I knew him, of course, I'm a consumer at that point.
Yeah.
So I'm, looking at Anton, like I said, from the conservative politics and the fiscally conservative shows he used to have.
Yeah. And what was it that caught your attention to stay connected to the work that he does?
Before I knew him?
Yep.
Oh,
you said you was a consumer of his work. Yeah.
It would be like the Millionaire Morning Show. That's actually what I did watch. I didn't know Anton's other shows until we started working together.
Sure.
But the Millionaire Morning Show, it has, like I said, it has different components of news, financial information, politics,
sure,
and a little bit of pop culture, which is my lane.
Yeah, and even with that being your lane, how did the lanes collided, if you will? Meaning that at some point, either you reach out, you email, you DM, you say, hey, this is great work you're doing. It's something that I'm interested in knowing more about. How was that establishment?
Why do he have to overemphasize the question? Why he just can't simply ask the question in this most simplistic way? That's what's also throwing her off a little bit too, because he's asking a question within the question, then answering the question at the same time within the question that's been questioning. Now I know y'all just heard what I said, right? Y'all like, what did you say, Urban? That's exactly how Orlando is saying right now. He's asking a question within the question, then re-emphasizing the question to be a question when it's the answer to the question.
So Anton reached out to me.
Sure.
And he asked.
Well, let me ask you this, just for clarity for the public. When you say he reached out to you, so if you're a consumer of his work, how does he know to reach out to you?
He doesn't know to reach out to me.
So how?
It just happens that, I watch a lot of people.
Sure.
Online, but it just happened that he emailed me. I have my email up on my Instagram. I have it up on my
Yeah, but that's what
YouTube.
I'm asking. How did he know? How did he establish connection with you to know to email you?
Well, from what he told me, somebody sent him my work, and so he wanted to work with me, so he emailed me.
Okay, so someone sent him your information, and then he decided to reach out to you.
Mm-hmm. Somebody sent him my content, and he decided to look me up. He got my email, sent me email.
And if
Jeez, Orlando, this is not freaking rocket science, bro. The same way how your people have reached out to her, that's the same as that concept that happened to her with Anton. It's not that serious. I don't know why you're trying to dig in to get something more deep than what it is. I don't know why is that so hard? Why is it so difficult? Or if you don't have her on social media or a manager to do that, you personally would reach out to her on your own. You send her an email or a DM, wherever the case may be, and she'll reach right back out to you. Why is that hard? Why is that complicated? Why is that confusing? Weird.
you can be transparent, what did he say in the email, or what did he say that established your interest to move to the next step?
Well, once I got the email, I already knew who Anton Daniels was because I'm watching Anton Daniels.
Yeah.
So he asked if I would be interested in doing an interview. I said sure.
Okay. And the interview does he normally invite guests to come on?
All the time.
Oh, he does?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anton has like one-on-ones with pretty much anybody. If his audience finds somebody intriguing, which is how he found me in the first place, then he'll bring them on, or if he finds them intriguing.
Okay, let me also give a little bit of clarity. All right, so Anton has a social media manager, right? And the job of the social media manager is to go out and recruit people, or as we call on YouTube, networking, all right? He go out and find potential people that will make good potential, guest stars or guest appearance on his show. Normally, he don't invite a lot of people on his Millionaire Morning Show, right? Because he leave that for the political side, right? But however, on this main channel, his Anton Daniels channel, and his he changed the name. I forgot. He changed the name on his other channel, right? I can't think of it right now. But on them two channels, that's when he be having this panels and stuff, right? And so that's when he be inviting these potential, guests to, speak on his panels. And sometimes he'll literally recruit them and put them on the payroll to be part of the actual, shows or feature shows or shows that he's trying to build, or whatever. The simple YouTube stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then you establish this sort of cordial friendship, if you will. It's a friendship at that point because you weren't working.
No. So once I did after I did the interview did really, really well.
Okay.
Especially
and what was the
for
interview about?
Everything. Anton asked me stuff from relationships, like my thoughts on relationships, because Anton does relationship panels and all of these things. So from relationships to politics to whatever he can come up with.
So it wasn't really a targeted subject, if you will.
Nope.
It was just, I want to have you on and I want to interview you about whatever comes to mind or whatever he is interested in talking about.
Correct.
Some people would say that's a cake bake. Do you feel it was?
And what's a cake bake?
A cake bake is when I have a sort of a hidden agenda, if you will, for reaching out to a specific person, sort of making you believe that it's one thing and it could be something else. I may have insidious characteristics. And then once I'm able to lure you in, if you will, I sort of cake bake that situation, meaning that now I have your attention and I have you a part of my space, if you will.
No, that is not a cake bake, bro. That is not what that is. No. All it is was just a recruitment opportunity for Anton to recruit this beautiful woman onto the show because she has the look, she has the beauty, and she has the voice, and he was leveraging all of that so he could get views. It's not a cake bake. Now, a cake bake is this, all right? Since he's talking about this was truly what a cake bake is. A cake bake is this. Let's say, for example, me, right? Let's say, for example, I'm doing content or whatever stuff, right? And my, as we call on YouTube, my ops, right? Or people who are against me, right? Who doing content against me and we're beefing and doing different things like that, right? The cake bake is this. My ops or someone who's in the circle of my ops or in the circle of, who consider themselves neutral between me and my ops, right? They invite me on to their show. They invite me onto the show with allegedly good faith that we're going to have a normal conversation talking about whatever the topic is, right? But as soon as you get on to the show immediately turns into a beef content. Without your knowledge, without you knowing that. That's what a cake bake is. It's not what you're saying it is. Those of y'all who didn't know that.
Well, I've never heard of that, but I mean,
that's why
there could be people that can, but I can tell you, like,
I'll tell you another cake bake. That Anton Daniels and Corey Holcomb situation was a cake bake for sure.
Right now, Anton was always like straight on forward, professional. Like there was really
no. I'm not questioning his character.
I'm just saying like there's nothing really that would fit into what you were, what you're describing. Yeah.
So to you, based on my definition of cake bake, inviting you to come onto the show to have a conversation about no particular topic, or at least a topic that he would serve as a prowess, did not feel like a cake bake.
No, because they had a structured show. That's what you're not understanding, Orlando. When she was going on to Room 9, right, for example, that's his other channel now. I just thought about it. When she go on to Room 9, they do have a topic that they talk about. Normally on Room 9, they have an open panel, and they normally be talking about red pill, manosphere stuff, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes they could go with trending topics or whatever, but it's always a structured topic. Every single time. It's not no cake bake, like you're saying, period. Even when she was doing the other shows and stuff, it wasn't a cake bake. It was a structured topic. It was a structured show.
And let's be clear, especially in the independent podcasting space.
Sure.
Some podcasters are, particular. You and I would be amongst the top because a lot of them don't really have an actual angle.
Yeah.
They get around, they talk, they do this, that, and the third. So it's not uncommon that somebody might say, "Oh, I like what you said there. Hey, you want to come on?" And it might not be anything in my field or lane, but that doesn't stop them from reaching out.
And where's the show taped?
So he tapes in Detroit.
So he's in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
So you had to fly out to Detroit?
Correct.
Did he or the show pay for you to come out?
Correct.
And did they pay for your room and board as well?
Correct.
So you stayed in a hotel. Mm-hmm. Actually, let me pose that as a question. Did you stay in a hotel?
Correct.
You did stay in a hotel. And you stayed alone in a hotel?
Correct.
Okay, just because these are questions that have come in, so I just want to bring some clarity. At what point do you believe the public and other people started paying attention to your friendship?
I think probably when I started to actually be a regular.
Okay, so give us that timeline from when he flew you out, you participated as a guest, you're done with the show, you fly back home. At what point from that last time up until you became a regular were you in communication with him?
So,
oh my God, Micca, I know what he's doing to you, what he's trying to do. This is another one fallacy. He's trying to do what is known as a bait and switch to her, all right? So the real question that he's asking, he's asking this question in regards to thinking that Anton is flying around just like some dude would fly out a chick and smash the chick and fly her back home. That's basically what he's trying to hint at, okay? But I'm saying how she gonna want to respond to this.
Months?
So after I did the first interview,
Sure.
Probably maybe a couple of weeks after the interview aired and Anton could actually see how it was doing, I got a really good response from his audience. And so his audience decided, to people that don't know Anton,
Sure.
Anton is a big advocate of what his viewers and his watchers think, his chat, all of that. He calls them his co-host. A chat is like Anton is a
advocate of, you were saying
of
he's a
listening to what they like.
I see, okay.
So if they like this or that, he will pay attention to it,
Okay.
and he'll try to implement that in the show. So Anton watched how everybody pretty much loved the interview. They're like this part about it. Oh, I think we think she's smart. We like this. She's pretty. Blah blah blah. Whatever. And so
people actually said you were pretty because you are.
yes.
You're beautiful.
Thank
but
you.
We used to work together, woman.
Yes,
So I know this
yes.
stuff. But I just want to make sure that I'm really captivating the responses that the public wants. So people were saying, based on what he shared with you, that people said you were beautiful, you were smart.
Well, no, it's not based on what he was sharing with me. It's based on what's still on the page.
I see.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you can see that in the comment section, and of course, when it aired, you can see it in the chat.
Sure.
So you see all of these different things, and you're like, okay, well, if this is something that people are interested in, then I should explore more on it.
Okay.
And so Anton decided that he was going to revamp one of his channels that he canceled, called Fight Club or something like that. And he decided to make it like a nightly talk show.
Okay.
And when I guess he went on one of his live streams and as the bag chasers, as they're called, what they thought, and a lot of them, bring Micca.
One of the things that I agree with Anton that he did, and it helped catapult him into the level that he's at right now, and is when he decided to cancel Fight Club. I believe that was one of the best moves that he could ever did for his platform, because to be honest with you, that Fight Club was some bullshit all the way.
That's bullshit.
It was. I don't care. Y'all don't agree with me on it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because the whole reality of that Fight Club was to create beefing content in debatable style. That's pretty much what it was. Beefing content in a debatable style. That's all it was. So it's a lot of content creators that came out of one Fight Club. A lot of it that came out of Fight Club through Anton Daniels. But I'm glad that he got rid of that for real. Because to me, it wasn't his. I watched some episodes of Fight Club and stuff, and I got so sick of watching that crazy content, man. It was whatever. But at the same time, it's people who have this psychotic behavior that love stuff like that. They love that drama and debating, high-level debating content where, you beefing each other, then doing hit pieces. Now, those of y'all don't know what a hit piece is, right? It is what content creators do to each other when they don't like each other or something was said that they don't like. They'll create a show, or we'll call it a hit piece, and talk against that other content creator. And that's how the beefing and drama keep going. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad he got rid of that for real.
Bring me good. And so
you were heavily requested, your
yes.
appearance.
Yes, and you can, and I tell people this all the time.
King Salute, what's up with
99% of the things that he does is on camera.
Yeah.
So you can go back and just look at the comments.
Yeah. I'm just curious, does he also recruit males?
Yes.
So right now, the team is made up, if you will. So let me make sure I understand this. The show, are you hired by him currently on a show?
It's called Room 9 now, but at the time it's called After Hours. Mm-hmm.
So it's called Room 9.
Mm-hmm.
It was called After Hours. And how many regular guests or co-hosts rather are on there?
I want to say 5 or 6 now. So when it started, it was just me and Quentin.
Okay.
A gentleman named Quentin.
Sure.
And then it grew.
Okay.
Yeah, you salute.
And now it's made up of male-female ratio, which
correct.
is, what's the male-female ratio?
So 1, 2, 3, so maybe 4 females, 3 males.
4 females, 3 males. Okay. Yeah. Are you a paid employee?
Correct. Well, I'm contracted.
Contracted.
Correct.
Yeah. And do you have to fly out every time?
No. Most of it is virtually. Only when we're actually like doing something, some like a bunch of content where we have to go there.
Yeah. What sealed the deal for you in working with Anton, or at least felt comfortable to say, I want to stay on as a contractor and I really like what he has? What sealed that deal? So you become a guest and then you go back home and then you decided to accept the offer, if you will. But what sealed it for you?
What sealed it is I had already started in my podcasting process, and while I was there, I just in that small day and a half window, I got to see Anton's work ethic.
Sure.
And I got to see what goes on behind the scenes in podcasting and what actually how I can actually get to these numbers and, just things that a lot of people charge for.
Yep.
A lot of people sometimes, especially in Black and brown communities, don't want to tell, like it's some type of secret,
yep,
or somebody's going to steal their job.
Yep.
And so I was able, to benefit from being able to see this firsthand.
Mm-hmm.
And that was something. And he was very open about showing me this or that and the third, because it wasn't a sense of, oh, this is a threat if I tell you this, or you're going to tell other people and I'm not going to be able to make money.
Sure. So right now.
All right, before he get to his next line of questions, those of y'all who are tuned into the stream right now, salute and welcome to the show. I appreciate you tuning in. Make sure that you thumbs up the channel because it helps the channel up out a whole lot. We got about 153 people watching right now of this reaction. I appreciate y'all a whole lot, but please, please, please make sure that you thumbs up the video because it support the channel a whole lot so you can get more of this thought-provoking content, all right? So those of y'all who are tuning in right now, we're watching the reaction with Micca and Orlando with this interview. The first segment of the show, that was talking about Micca and her political views. All right. So now in this particular section or the segment of the show, they're now getting into about the business relationship between Micca and Anton Daniels as well too. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this content. All right. Let's get it.
Now, your role as a co-host
Salute to everybody.
Is virtual.
Correct.
How often do you fly, or what would be the need to fly to Detroit?
Only if we're doing other content. So like we did content one time for a couple times, but in the beginning, the first time was for my channel.
Sure.
So I needed to do a one-on-one interview. So I got to do that plus our after hours.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Does Anton have you on an NDA? I've read that somewhere. A non-disclosure agreement for people who don't know.
Yeah, they always said it because some people pay attention to.
But does he have you on one?
No, I'm not on NDA.
So you're not on NDA.
No, I'm not on NDA. But he does give out NDAs to a lot of people. If not
staff, you mean staff?
Anybody that he works with, so they don't have to be staff. If he just maybe interviewed you or whatever.
But were you ever on an NDA?
No.
So what's the exception?
Let's go.
Why are you an exception?
I don't think I'm an exception because I don't ask, who's on an NDA, so I don't know.
But you know that other people are.
But I have seen him, put people on NDA. But as far as staff go, I don't ask. It's almost like at your job, you don't go, well, what's your salary?
Oh,
what's your salary?
Oh no, they do.
Depending on where you're not supposed to.
They wouldn't ask me.
With HR, you're not supposed to.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, I've never inquired to the other hosts if they have it or not because I really don't care.
Now,
so real quick, Chad. Do y'all believe what Micca is saying is truthful? Because she said that other people that Anton either have on staff or he done interviewed, he immediately did an NDA with them. So what's the exception of the rule to her? Is she being truthful about this or is she being disingenuous about this? You know what I'm saying? Because if that be the case, why is she the exception to the rule? What make her stand out to be special where he could trust her that much where he don't have to put her on no NDA? I'm just kind of curious about that. But y'all let me know in chat too. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that.
You paid per episode?
No, I'm paid per month. Just
per month?
Yeah, like YouTube.
Wow. How much does he pay you?
It depends.
The range.
It depends because we bring in a lot of super chats, which is extra money that the audience gives.
And that's the way he makes the money for the show?
No.
Okay.
YouTube has AdSense and he has sponsorships, things like that. So all of that is factored in plus anything that the audience gives as well.
Sure. So how much does he pay you? We were just talking about that range. Unless you want to specifically say how much.
I'm not going to give a specific
because that's the NDA characteristic.
No, that's my.
Or
that's
you want to protect him?
That's
so
my
then how
business.
Much?
That's my business mind sense because there are other people on that show. I do not know how much.
So then let's give a range,
bro. She don't have to disclose her salary to you. You know what I'm saying? She don't have to do that. Now, she want to do that. She absolutely can. That's like her asking you, hey, bro, how much you making? You know what I mean? And you have every right to either disclose it or don't disclose it at all. It don't have nothing to do with an NDA. It does that she don't want to disclose it. Period. I mean, you can't hound her on that one. But I am very curious about this NDA thing. You know what I'm saying?
Because the range doesn't pinpoint the range.
That's why I said I can do the range.
Yeah, sure.
You asked me to pinpoint.
Sure. What's the range?
So I can do a range of anywhere between 2 to maybe 35.
To what? I don't know. You said $2, $200
to 35.
2,000
to 35
to 3,500 a month.
Correct.
Okay, for your role.
I'm only on that show. So there are some people that are on 5 days a week. There are some people that are on 1 day a week.
So hold up. If she's being truthful about this, right? You mean to tell me that Anton is paying her by 2 to 5? She said 2 to 5,000 a month, just for an appearance. Jeez. Whew.
And for me, I'm only on Thursdays and Fridays.
Okay. So Thursdays and Fridays, you make a good amount of money just for Thursdays and Fridays?
Correct.
Yeah. Let's get to the meat and potatoes.
So if we say about 2 to 3,000 a month, right? That's roughly how much? Almost about calculated almost about 40,000 a year, right? If my math is correctly. If it's roughly by that range, it's about 35 to 40,000 a year. If she did this for a whole entire year with Anton, that's crazy.
Of what's been out there. Mm-hmm. So I understand that Anton is married. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you're married.
Correct.
Correct. Have you met Anton's wife?
Yes.
How would you describe her?
She's when I say probably one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life, that lady is probably one of the nicest people I've ever met. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And has Anton met your husband?
In person, absolutely not.
He has not met him in person. Has he met him over the phone or in DM? What other form of introduction when you say not in person?
Because a lot of people assume that, when you have to see people, it has to be in person, or that if you don't meet them in person, then it's something or whatever. So
no, so I'm saying, what's the form of communication? That he met your husband?
They don't have a form of communication where they talk back and forth.
Yeah. So, but you said he did not meet your husband in person.
No. Is
that to imply that he met him virtually?
No.
So he's never met your husband?
No.
And why is that?
No particular reason.
Sure.
Just I've never had to actually do anything where my husband was there, and so if he's there, like if my like when we work together, is here, so my husband's come here. But
when we first met and worked together,
we were in person as well.
Your husband came.
Yeah, but we were here. We were here in the DC area. Yes, my husband came.
Yes.
So again, if he was here, then yes. But most of my business dealings, and if not all, I usually have a manager or somebody else deal with that. So that's the reason why it's not a thing. But I talked to my husband about it.
How long have you and Anton been business partners or friends?
Before we get to that question, we can't skip over this, y'all. We really can't. We really can't. All right. I don't understand why modern business women do this. Okay. They feel like that when they're in business, right, they feel like that they don't want to allow their husband, what's going on with the business, you know what I'm saying, nor introduce them to, who they're networking with. For some strange reason, I don't know why the hell they do this, but they do it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them think this way. You know what I mean? But dealing with Anton, right, we could safely say that Anton is, a traditional person, right? In a sense. Because if that be the case, Anton would have never introduced Micca to his wife. I believe that it's formal, especially in business, for a person to introduce your spouse to the other person, to let you know that this is business, nothing's going on, and to develop a line of trust between the parties, you know what I'm saying? That's why I believe that should happen. But I know that there are outliers within it. I know that even when you do that, stuff still can happen. I get that. I understand the concept. But in general sense, it is traditional, right, for you to, introduce each other. Like, case in point, if I'm on going out on a business trip dealing with YouTube or whatever, right, guess what? My wife is going to know what I'm doing. Not only my wife is going to know what I'm doing, she's also going to know who I'm dealing with business with, because you don't never know what could happen. You probably go and meet up with this person, and next thing you know, you done got locked up in the dungeon somewhere. And now my wife don't know where I'm at. I don't know. He went out somewhere, but I don't know who the person was he was with, but he was out somewhere. I'm just saying. So to me, that sounds weird that you would let your husband know who you dealing business with, especially you being a woman. Knowing you being a woman, especially being a pretty, beautiful woman. I'm just saying, but that's just me. No, I don't know about that one.
We're business partners. And
so you're not a friend, because I don't want to provide language that's inaccurate.
That's why I changed it.
Yeah.
We're business partners, absolutely.
You're not friends.
No.
Okay.
Friends would imply that we hang outside of business.
Not necessarily. Well, yes, correct.
Yeah, like
outside of business.
Yeah,
correct.
like not. We were, me and you were shooting here, and then we just get something. We just get something to eat afterwards, but we are doing business.
Yes.
I'm saying, hey, are you up? Are you available today? Or you want to go out to the blah blah blah?
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Do you believe it was important at some point for you to introduce your husband to Anton?
Yeah. Because
I'm sure his wife thought it was important to meet you.
So I can't speak on what his wife thought.
Correct.
But the one time that I would have is when we had an event here, but he had to work. So, yeah. I mean.
But have you made it a concerted effort to make it happen? We do what we want to do, when we want to do it, for whom we want to do it for. And if something is really important to you and your family, either on your end as a wife, you absolutely make a concerted effort for this man, or
go ahead,
or Anton as a man says, I want to meet your husband just because you're married, and I don't want any messaging or anything else to be misconstrued by him or the public. So it's fair that I introduce myself. Has that conversation happened?
No, that conversation has not happened. And I understand what you're saying. My thing, again, my business dealings is normally with me, my manager, things like that. But it's not without my husband knowing. So everything that I do, every place that I go, everything that I'm going to be doing, my husband knows. And I have to actually talk about it with him, tell him what I'm doing, things like that.
How did you reassure your husband this was strictly business? Like, if my wife is flying to another state,
because of
at some point I'm going, or I need to meet this person in person. And it doesn't matter to me if he's single or married. It doesn't matter to me if he feels that he wants to meet me. I want my wife to be very committed and loyal to the idea of her business engagements I should be comfortable with as a husband. Do you understand?
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying.
Sure.
But my thing is, I think a lot of people sometimes misconstrue is this. You guys separate for some reason, independent from like big conglomerates, right? So if there's a person that has a business,
sure,
it automatically changes from if Disney calls you, right? Because there have been other things that I have done as far as movie sets and other things that my husband has not gone to. And nobody would bat an eye if I'm talking to the director or if I'm going to meet, for a shoot for this or that.
Micca, no, that is not what he's talking about in this case, okay? What he's simply implying is that it is not only respectable, but it builds a line of trust between you and your husband to know what you're doing, okay? At all times. Now, once again, I gave the example with me being married. Now, whenever I have any type of engagements, like another case in point, all right? So I'm also a part of what is known as the YouTube Community Collective, right? What this is that YouTube invites other YouTubers out to a certain networking event, okay? Depending on if they're hosting either in your state or whatever the case may be, right? So whenever they have these events in my state, right, guess what I do? I let my wife know that this is what I'm doing. Even though it's a business event, I'm going to be networking with both men and women. I still let my wife know what I'm doing. It's not an insecurity thing or anything like that. What it is, it's a form of protection. It's a form of safety. So she know where I'm at. Just in case if anything were to pop up, then guess what? She know where to find me. It's that simple. That's what he's asking. It don't have nothing to do with him being insecure. It don't have nothing to do with he should be here, he should be here, or whatever you're talking about. But once again, that's what I don't get with these modern women type or women. You know what I'm saying? They believe that this type of formal relationship is acceptable when it's not. It's not at all, period.
Your spouse is not always coming. And so I think the notion that just because is this person, and I understand that people have their own thoughts and perceptions of people, but I think a lot of the times when it comes down to people who are in independent media, they think it's more of a personal level, and still it's business.
Yeah. But I think what people may feel befuddled or confused by is at some point you put the business aside when rumors are brewing, when images are plastered all over social media.
Now you're talking about a year later.
Okay, so before a year later, let me ask you this. Has there ever been a concern from your husband about your business relationship with Anton?
My business relationship, absolutely not. Because one, he can watch it. Like, he can literally sit there and watch it. And then two, if he has a concern or anything he wants to know, I just tell him.
Has he ever been incredulous?
Like
skeptical? Yeah, has he been with your flying out there, or depending on how long you stay, or just the mere fact that I never even met this person? Has he just had that sort of incredulity, if you will, about not meeting?
This dude here with his line of questionings, I addressed this before, but those of y'all who tune in now, let me say this again. How the way Orlando is asking his questions, he asking a question within a question to answer the question by the question is the question. This dude act like he's the goddamn riddler or somebody. Riddle me this. Instead of just asking a direct question, then including all these super words that nobody don't know what they mean and stuff, you know what I'm saying, to make it sound even more intelligent. Like, bro, cut the bullshit out and just ask the question.
That's bullshit.
It's simple, bro.
Your male business partner.
So I think he would like to be, more involved with coming out there, but again, and you know what my husband does for a living. Sure. So it's not feasible.
No, it's feasible, because here's how I see it. If Anton has to get on an airplane and come and meet your husband out of respectability, then that's what a man does.
If that
so
was
it's feasible.
I was talking about feasible for if anytime I have to get up and go do something. And it's not just with Anton.
I know that, because your husband hasn't always been on the show when we were doing something, so I get that.
Correct. And so that's what I mean by it's not always feasible. But if it was to that point where he wanted to have, Anton do something, or if it was, well, I want to go, sure, that would have been fine.
Yeah.
But it's never I don't, how should I say it? I don't give I need to hide this, or I just really feel that because this is independent, that we are not looking at it as business, because
what is independent?
Because this is so this is your business here.
Sure.
I can talk to you directly instead of having to talk to 1,001 people
Yes.
to get to you.
Oh, I see
so
what you're saying.
with that, it's still a business,
Yep.
but I can talk directly to you. So I can talk directly to Anton. So being that I can talk directly to Anton, I think people get a sense of that, well, because you can do that, then now it's something more happening if you go meet with this person.
Yeah.
Versus looking at it still the same. Yeah, this is not a big corporation, but this is still business, and this is still a person that is going to be employing me, contracting me, whatever. That still has to happen. If I was flying to Disney has to pay for my room and board.
Yeah.
Disney has to do this, that, and the third. And so again, I think because it's a singular person that is easily accessible per se.
That's right. Yep.
Now it's a different notion. Well, this must be for this, instead of looking at it as business.
So let's call a thing, if you will. And I want to really drive it home. Mm-hmm. Has Anton ever flirted with you?
Flirted with me as a sense of what? Just
naturally.
Just naturally.
That was the first direct question that he asked her. It wasn't. All right, go ahead, Micca. Answer the question.
Like we're sitting here, or because I'm gonna explain.
Well, I don't want to get into wordsmithing.
No, there's no wordsmithing.
Okay.
The reason why I'm asking,
because then I want to talk about some pictures too.
No, yeah, okay. I got you. But the reason why I'm asking is because there's two different things, right? So Anton does things for content, and then there's things that Anton would do if we're just sitting here.
Okay.
So if you're saying personally, if me and Anton was just sitting here, no. Now, if you're talking about for content, when we're doing the virtual rooms and things for the show, Anton has said multiple things. So that's why I asked, which one are you talking about?
So let me hear a few of the multiple things that he said that was a flirt.
What people would consider if he's, saying.
Not people, what you considered as a flirt.
I would say probably if he's like, oh, Micca, you're so sweet, or you're so cute, right? But the problem that I have with it is because I know he's doing it for content, right? And he's not actually talking to me. However, I will say what I probably should have paid more attention to is the fact that people take content as real life instead of just content, right? Because I come from a world where I know entertainment is entertainment, and people say this and that,
Hey, me and my executive producer just talked about this earlier today, right? How the way people always differential, what I'm saying? I can't even say the word. How people always say that this is YouTube versus this is real life, you know what I'm saying? But in reality, YouTube is real life. Everything that happened on YouTube is real life. It's happening in your real life. Now, I could say the only difference between the two is that some of the stuff that people will say on YouTube, they may or may not say it in public spaces, you know what I'm saying? But then again, if you get a person who has like a mental disorder or whatever the case may be, they'll say it in public too, which we didn't see. I did reaction videos of other YouTubers who got unalived because this person decided to do what they said don't happen in real life, and they happen in real life. You know what I'm saying? But for us, this flirting part, all right, to be honest with you, Micca, that's when boundaries should be set in place. If you say that this is for business only, then it's business, so you have to keep it as business. That should have been established right in there and say, hey, Anton, look, I don't feel comfortable with you flirting with me on these panels, okay? Because people are going to think this is going to be a certain type of way. Hey, Anton, I don't feel comfortable with you inviting me out to these basketball games, you know what I'm saying? And only showing me on the basketball game and not showing your wife on the other side, you know what I'm saying, with us at the basketball games. I don't feel comfortable with doing that for content. She should have set boundaries for that. But guess what? She didn't do that. I believe it's a deeper reason why she didn't do that, but we'll let her explain it, y'all. Once again, those of y'all who are coming in, make sure you hit the thumbs up to support the channel. We are reacting to Micca interview with Orlando, and she is spilling the beans about her feelings with Anton Daniels for his business and personal as well too, all right? So make sure y'all hit thumbs up to support the channel so you can get more of this thought-provoking content, and let's dive deeper into it.
Reality show, all of that. It's just for entertainment. And they go, the cameras cut off and they don't really hate each other. They talk to each other.
But has he said those things to you privately?
No, and that's why I asked
it's
you.
It's all been on the show?
Yes, that's why I asked you the difference. And that's why I wanted to make that distinction. Because if I just said, yeah, he said this word, you would probably think it's just because we're sitting here. That's why I said no. He has done it for content while we're all, and mind you, he says it to not just me, other women on the panel.
And how did you feel when a married man said that to a married woman?
Again, at first, because you don't understand,
who doesn't
content,
understand?
Meaning, well, I'm talking about myself.
Yeah.
So again, being on YouTube, when you don't understand certain bounds of YouTube panels and things like that, people on panels say all types of egregious stuff or whatever to get reactions from the crowd, right? And so you might personally take stuff a certain way when they were just doing it as a reaction to get people in the crowd.
And so how did you feel?
I didn't feel a certain way. I didn't say anything because I was a little off-putted. But once I understood what he was trying to do, I'm like, okay, well, you can't say this and that and the third. It's okay if you're like, okay, I have beautiful women on my panel. That is fine, right? Because people can acknowledge that people look nice and things like that. But it's when it becomes personalized that it looks funny to the audience.
How does his wife feel? Has his wife, Rita, ever expressed to you her disdain, or have you heard her discuss something with him about her disapproval of saying that to you on a show? And
also, chat. Those of y'all who are able to comment now, put it in the comment section right now. How do you feel about Micca's response? Do you believe what she's saying is the truth, or do you believe she's gaslighting? Do you believe that it's more to this that meets the eye? Y'all let me know in the comment section. Those of y'all who want to participate in the chat, do me a favor, let's go ahead and sub up to the channel right now. Once you sub up to the channel right now, and you do have to wait at least like 5 minutes before you could participate in the chat, then you right in the door. You can go ahead and comment and participate in the conversation, all right? So y'all let me know how y'all feel about this, man. Y'all think Micca's really gaslighting us, or she being genuine, or what? Her comment based on this, I don't agree with her on this. I don't think she's being truthful on this. I believe that this is something that she actually was enjoying. I believe she enjoyed the intention, to be honest with you. I really do. But let's continue.
Because
go ahead.
Well, let me just say this just before you answer. I think there's a line you draw in the sand when I say something because it's content. So I'm producing content here. I'm doing a show, and if I say to you, knowing your husband, wow, you look so beautiful and you're so gorgeous, boy, I wish we could probably just go for a nice drink. That's disrespectful.
Yeah, but he's never said that to me.
Yeah,
so
but
totally different.
He may not have used my words. I'm just saying.
No, he's never done that, period. Like, oh, well, let's go for it.
But he's called you beautiful.
Oh, yes.
And gorgeous.
Yes.
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 On the show.
Yes.
And to you, that's not a problem. Because it's happened more than once.
Correct.
And I'm not trying to make it a problem.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Sure.
Let me answer your question. So yes, he said beautiful, gorgeous, whatever. But there's not like, well, I want to take you to the whatever, or let's do this and this and that. And it's just.
Well, he's taking you somewhere. Let's look at this picture. You guys were at a game when you said he wanted to take me somewhere. Now, I'll be honest. When I saw this picture, I was flabbergasted.
Why?
Because
wait.
Sure.
So go back to what you were saying, because you can't intertwine the two. So you were asking.
Sure.
Was he expounding on
flirt?
On the certain type of things that he says, and we were talking about him saying beautiful, whatever, but not expounding in that way.
Yes.
Now, what is your question that you're asking now?
Because I think I asked it, was it disrespectful? Did you feel that it was disrespectful? And I think you answered it by saying no, because you realize that it's content and people do these shows and they say things. And you also clarified it by saying outside of the show, that has never happened. Would that be correct, what I heard?
Right, but you use the hook at the end to say, well, he's taking you somewhere. Well,
I think you said something, and we can probably roll it back in post-production. You said something about when we go places or he takes me somewhere. And that's what made me say.
So what I said was he's not adding on to the beautiful or gorgeous, saying, dang, you're so gorgeous that I want to take you to the whatever so we can do this.
And I thought we clarified that, because I said those are my words. That's what I said. And you did say he doesn't say that.
No.
Right. And I didn't want to put words in his mouth, but I wanted to be clear. So let's go to the picture.
Okay.
Tell us about this. How did this happen?
So this was the day that we did the interview. So the show did an interview, or just you and him? This was my interview day.
The first day?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
So this is my interview day, because you can go and you can see the outfits, the same outfit, same everything. Now, what he is doing here is he had already a business meeting set up there. So there is...
That's what he told you, correct?
That's what happened.
No, I'm not saying that's what he told you as if that was a cake bake. He told you he had a business meeting and you...
Once again, bro, that's not the goddamn cake bake, all right?
You were invited.
No.
Okay.
So again, back there, probably like on the first level there is a area where if you have, your high roller seats and things like that, you... I don't know what they call it there in Detroit, but here in DC, they call it maybe the Ultra Club and things like that, where all the people that have club seats, things like that. Yeah, you have, of course, conference rooms, other things up there. And back there is where he had his meetings. He met a couple of high profile people. They were talking about sponsorships. They were talking about interviews, a whole lot of stuff.
No, I still don't think you answered the question. What I'm trying to
get at... You asked what was I doing there?
Because I said he had a business meeting and invited you, and you said no. So you didn't fall out the sky. They didn't open up the dome and you came down on a harness into the meeting. So what I'm saying is
hold on. Ask your actual question.
So this is what I'm saying. The interview is over. The one-on-one interview is over, correct?
Correct.
What does the conversation sound like to invite you to come here?
Okay.
Because I said you were invited and you said no.
Okay. So no, that's not what I said. But
we're going to play it back.
Nevertheless, so again, he had business meetings there, and he said, well, I got a couple meetings at the game, and these people I think will be good for you to meet. I said, sure.
And you were the only one from the team that went, or were there other people? I know you were on the interview.
I wasn't at a team then.
No, I'm saying the interview was his staff, his production. Like you have camera people, producers, etc. So the production is over. Did he not only apprise you that he was going and invited you, were there other production people?
Well,
because we all have gone out together after production.
Correct.
Yes.
Well, again, you have production people and everything, all that other good stuff. Anton does everything himself.
Yes.
And I do mean all of it. Unless sometimes, like if he has something else going on, there may be another person there because they maybe have to help him with something else. But if it's only like one thing that he's doing outside of his own videos,
Sure.
it's only him.
So his wife wasn't there.
At this one, no.
Right. So you flew out for an interview.
Mm-hmm.
You went to his studio or
Mm-hmm.
place of production. Y'all did an interview, and it's just you guys. Correct.
So I flew to Detroit.
God damn it. Look, all he's simply asking you, Micca, is this. Why in the hell did you decide to go to the damn basketball game with this fool after the interview instead of going back home to your goddamn husband? That's all he's asking. Why make this more complicated than what it is? Why did you decide to do that? So when people are looking at that, right, they're looking at it from an outside lens of like, hold up, if you're married, right, and he's married, why in the hell is he inviting you to an event? And this event is not necessarily a business meeting. Now, if y'all listen to the things that she's saying, right, she was saying that he held these business like meetings, you know what I'm saying, that happens at the game. I believe in this particular situation, it wasn't no business meeting. He just so happened had tickets to go to the game, and he invited her to go, and he had sold her this. He said this. He said, "Hey, Micca, do you want to go to a basketball game with me? If you go to the basketball game with me, this will be a great opportunity for you to network." That's what he said to her. She agreed to it. Now, is that distasteful? Hell yeah, it is, because she should have went on and said no and went back home to her husband. And then in the future, if you want to invite her out, right, in the future to do these type of events, why not make it be a whole affair where you had the whole entire team there, which she said the team was not there. It was only them. So it literally looked like this dude took her out on a date. That's what it looked like. But y'all let me know what y'all think, because it is...
Got to the hotel, okay? Got to the studio.
He booked a hotel for you, the location.
Correct.
Okay.
Got to the studio. His wife came past the studio.
Salute to everybody in the
That's when I
chat.
first met her.
Sure.
But she did not stay.
Okay. Let me ask you this, and I'm not trying to be too investigatory, but it gives foundation. How far is the hotel from the studio and from his home, if you knew that?
I've never been to his home. So
well, you don't have to go to a person's home.
You said from
to
his
know.
home, so
yeah.
I don't know.
You don't know that. Okay, fair enough. From the studio. Give or take 5, 10, 15 minutes or more.
I say maybe 10 or 15.
Okay, 10 or 15. So then he says...
It's all downtown.
It's all downtown. So he says, hey, I got this business meeting. I'm going to this game. Would you like to go with me? And obviously you said yes because you weren't forced into going.
I got this game. I got this meeting.
I had this meeting. Okay, so if I'm looking at this picture, are you all on the floor at a basketball game?
Correct, that's the floor.
Okay, at a basketball game.
Correct.
So you went to a basketball game. Did you watch the game?
No, this picture right here, we probably sat on this court maybe 10 minutes.
Oh,
we
I
were
see.
in the back.
So a meeting, and then y'all just went on the floor to take a picture.
No, we just went on the floor, and we sat there maybe 10 minutes, and then they had their,
sat there 10 minutes to watch a game for 10 minutes?
He wanted to see a little bit of the game. Sat there maybe about 10 minutes. The quarter ended, went right back to the back.
Okay, and was his wife invited with you guys to the business meeting?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So he invited you to go to a game, sit on the court seats that are super expensive, to sit there and do a photo op and leave? But I don't know if y'all caught this. She said they had sat there into the quarter in it. And us men, we know how long basketball games last per quarter. So it wasn't no 10 damn minutes. It was longer than that. It was way longer than that they sat at that court.
I don't know if she was invited or not.
Was she there?
If she was there, no.
She was not there. Okay. In that moment, did you feel awkward?
No,
No.
because I was there for a meeting. So
But you had nothing to do with the
let,
meeting,
let,
right?
let me finish.
Sure.
I was there for a meeting, right? So he's already having his business dealings, whatever he's going to do. You're in business. You're in this crowd.
Sure.
You absolutely understand that there are networking opportunities. If I know so-and-so and I bring you with me
Sure.
and so-and-so sees you,
Correct.
oh, you can make networking opportunities.
God damn it. That ain't what he's asking, Micca. He's simply saying, what was your purpose of being there? Because he already established that he was there for a meeting, meaning that whatever he's meeting about, it didn't have nothing to do with you whatsoever. But however, like I stated earlier, I believe that Anton had told you that because deep down inside, he really did want to take you out on a date. I'm just going to be real about it. I'm going to call it for what it is. I'm not hating on the dude or nothing like that. I'm just calling it for what it is. I honestly believe that Anton was flexing his money with Micca to go to this basketball game, to flex Micca as the girl that he's, with, what I'm saying, to this meeting, to these other people that was there. Y'all want to know what that's called? That's called having a trophy woman or a trophy wife. He literally used her as a trophy woman at that meeting, but sold it to her that it's networking. But hey, I ain't hating on the dude. It is what it is.
And you also know that it does not happen in a vacuum. It does not happen in offices.
Correct.
It does not happen. You can be at the golfing. You can be at the NBA games.
Correct.
All types of things. So again, kind of like just like the thing we were talking about with it just being the fact that it's just that person that is the business entity. I also think that when people don't know business, or people have never experienced what it's like to network, especially with people that are upper echelon, they don't understand that these things don't happen in just offices. These things don't happen in a particular place. So there are a lot of high rollers and business people. Like there were people there that were part of the NBA.
Sure.
The guy that owns the actual arena.
Yeah. Yeah.
All there.
Yeah.
All the mayor, like all there.
So question. If that be the case, right, why Micca and Anton didn't post pictures of them being in the skybox? Why they only post pictures of them being on courtside? Because it would have made, if it was truly a business meeting, it would have made more logical sense for you to post pictures of you being on the skybox as a business opportunity, right? Y'all know how people be doing vlogs on YouTube, right? They do vlogs like travel vlogs or food vlogs or different things like that, right? And guess what they do? They post what is important for the business. So if they're or a travel blog, right? Guess what? They are going to post pictures in contrast to the content, which is travel blogs. If they're doing food blogs, right, they're going to post pictures in relationship to food blogs, right? So if Anton was using this opportunity to post his content, right, then it would make logical sense for him to post that they was in the damn skybox as a business opportunity, showing him shaking hands with the owner of the club, the Detroit Pistons, showing him networking and shaking hands with wherever celebrity was up there at the skybox. That would make more logical sense to do, right? But that didn't happen. He posted pictures of him and Micca on courtside. That is what couples do. That's what couples do. So, say, case in point, Glorilla's dating an NBA player. Guess what? They post picture of them being on courtside to show that they are a couple. What's that other second name? Coco Jones. She's dating an NBA player. Guess what they do? They post pictures of them on the floor to show that they are a couple. Hence, in this situation, that's why I believe that Anton was doing clouding on her to make it seem like they're a couple or they're on a date or whatever. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. The former mayor.
The former mayor, yeah. But here's the difference, and you know this because we worked together. I go back to how critical it is for the male that you're working with, particularly when it's sort of independent and we are being seen and these sort of pictures come about. It's important to meet and know your husband. And I'm not saying he isn't a man of character because I don't know Anton. And I'm not here to vilify him. I'm just going based off how things look and what the concerns have been in the public.
I can understand, but that's why I don't mind. That's why I don't mind talking about it, because there's nothing nefarious that I ever had going on. And again, I never do anything unless my husband knows.
So your husband knew that you were going to this business meeting?
My husband knew that I was where I was.
No, that's not. Let's be very clear with language. So I want to be clear with my question.
Okay.
Did your husband know that after the show, the interview was over, you were going to a basketball, not a basketball, you were going to a meeting at an arena where a basketball game was?
I don't remember if I told him before or after, but I did tell my husband.
Jesus.
Okay, you told him. But
Of course.
When you say you don't remember before or after, is it fair to say you told him after?
She lying, y'all. She did not tell her husband. She did not tell her husband that they was going to a basketball game afterwards. That's her absolute bullshit.
That's bullshit.
Wow. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, I would constitute this as her having an affair. To be honest with you, I'll constitute this as her having an affair with her husband, and I'll constitute this as Anton having an affair with his wife. Unless all four of them are swinger couples, then that's neither here nor there. But I'm just saying.
No, it's not fair.
Because how do you not remember that?
Because I don't remember everything about that day.
No, but you're a married woman who goes, and I want to be fair to you, but I want us
because to me, everything that I'm doing is business. So again,
but a married woman doesn't forget if she told her husband she went somewhere before or after.
No, you're trying to pinpoint a time frame, and I'm telling you, I don't remember my time frame.
Hey, Orlando got this girl sounding like R. Kelly interview now.
I tell my husband everything. So yes, I did. And I posted this. This is my picture.
Yes.
So again, if I was trying to...
So hold up. So now you posting this, right? Just so you could cover yourself? Ooh, it's not looking good.
Hide it.
So
if I didn't want my husband to know it, I would have never posted
So
it.
you think posting it makes you innocuous?
No, I'm telling you that I don't hide anything. I have nothing to hide. And so if I wanted to hide something from my spouse, I would have never posted
Let's look at the next picture.
Or this is something what modern women also do is this. They want to post it, right? They go back and gaslight that man and say, hey, you know what you have married. Am I lying about that? They'll go back and say, you know what you married. You know that I was this way before you got married and you decided to marry me anyway. So this is what you got to put up with. Either you're going to put up with it or we're going to get a divorce and I'm going to get money from you. Am I lying about that?
I thought the next picture was really, really interesting. And in this next picture.
But wait, why are you leaving that one? Why are you leaving? Why are you leaving that one?
What is there more you want to expound?
No, but okay. It's something that you want to expound on because
you said why I'm leaving that picture to go to the next one? Mm-hmm. Because I felt like you gave clarity. What I heard you say was it wasn't a basketball game I was invited to.
Correct.
I was invited to a business meeting.
Correct.
I heard you say I went for an interview, and after the interview, I was asked and I accepted the offer.
Okay.
I heard you say that I apprised my husband, or you told your husband this is where you were going. You couldn't remember if it was before or after, but either way, your husband knew. And the final thing you said was you posted the picture.
Correct.
I have nothing further. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Next picture. I was flabbergasted by this picture.
Okay, tell me why.
because there's no way my wife would be physically touching, leaning on a married man, leaning on a single man, leaning on another man in a way that suggests I'm feeling you, I like you. This is really some sort of.
Why do you think that says I'm feeling you?
Even if it doesn't say I'm feeling you, I don't want my wife.
So real quick chat. Do you agree with Orlando on this? Do you believe that the picture that she took with Anton was distasteful, or was it business professional? Y'all let me know, and I'll give you my perspective in a minute.
You think?
Yeah.
Why do you think that suggests that I'm feeling you? Because
okay, let's
hold on. The reason why I'm asking you.
Okay.
The reason why I'm asking you is I have tons of pictures of our former co-hosts.
Yep.
With the same lean, everything.
But here's the difference.
Hold on.
Yes.
And that person is also a male. All right. And we have a working relationship, and it's the same exact type of picture.
But here's the disrespect. This is a married man that you are physically leaning into.
I'm not leaning into.
That to me.
I'm not leaning into.
To me,
there's space there.
Here's my perspective of it. There's a gap between it, but I'm looking at how you have a smile on your face. This is just my perspective. Your eyes look seductive. Just my perspective. And your arm is relaxed on his upper shoulder.
Correct.
And I would never imagine a married woman leaning on a business male partner that way. That to me is inappropriate. That's if you were my wife, I would have a serious problem. My problem would be so serious, you would have to probably extinguish your contract with him.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put it to y'all this way too. I am a married man. I'm a married man. I'll be damned if my wife will first of all got invited to go to a goddamn basketball game with a man by herself. That is not going to happen, period. Babe, I got invited to a basketball game after the interview. Oh, for real? Yeah. Sure, you going? Well, I was thinking about it. Sure, he got extra tickets so I could pull up too. Well, I could ask. Well, we'll ask him. Do he got extra tickets so I could pull up too? So I could pull up too. Oh no, he said it's a business meeting. It's for networking. Well, network your ass home, because you ain't going. It is what it is. It is what it is. You're going home. You're coming home. Because that is not a network. If he can't respect the sanctity of your marriage to show that what he's doing is distasteful, that dude is trying to holler at you. Period. And then on top of that, y'all sit up here taking these next photo ops where you sitting up here leaning on him as though as y'all are a teenage couple on Valentine's Day. You got me like all the way messed up. Shoot.
That's bullshit.
You got me like all the way messed up. That is immediately termination of our marriage right then and there. If you want to be with that dude, by all means, hey, you go to every basketball game you want to with this dude, by all means. Shoot, we're going to be divorced while you do it. I'm just saying. Business networking. Y'all, this woman wild as hell, bro, for real. Man, she wild. Hey, so with it.
Just because, and I will also feel a little uncomfortable that this gentleman obviously did not either push you away or suggest that we shouldn't take this type of picture. I've never met your husband. I fly you out here once or twice. This is this may not be the first time. So which point was this? Not that it matters if it was the third time, the fourth time.
This is the second time.
The second time?
This is the second time I'm out there. Not the second time I'm dealing with Anton.
Okay, so and it doesn't matter to me, but what's that gap between the first time you're there, He takes you to a business meeting at a basketball game, and you guys are sitting on the floor like you are
that we're working
a couple.
together. And it's not like that.
Well, that's not working together.
No, go back to what you just said.
Hold on, is that working together?
No, go back to what you just said.
Which part?
It's not that, no, you said a couple.
Well, pick one.
No, you said sitting on the floor like you are a couple.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah, that's what y'all was doing.
Micca.
No, you're interjecting your own thoughts, especially.
I'm giving you my perspective.
But your perspective is after I told you. So to put something else there.
Okay, I see. That's fair. Okay, so
something else on it.
I think.
See, look, check this out, y'all. Check this out. See, us brothers, you know what I'm saying, and in the red pill manosphere, whatever and stuff, right? At the end of the day, we don't give a damn about if Anton is having a relationship with Micca or not. Because at the end of the day, it's content to us. You know what I mean? But what we're not going to do is this. We're not going to sit up here and let Micca sit up here and gaslight this whole damn situation to make it seem like that is something, but it's really not. You know what I'm saying? But it is. It is. It's obviously what it is. Now, do I believe that Anton smashed Micca and him and his wife had a weird orgy, wherever the hell they got going on? I have absolutely no idea. I don't know. I have no idea. But due to what she's telling us, it seems like she is not only gaslighting, it seems like she's lying like ain't nothing. She's being disingenuous. For real. She know what she's doing is distasteful. She know that. And she's married too. And that make me question her husband now. And we talk about this all the time on this channel, y'all. On this channel, ever since the beginning of this year, I've been dealing with heavily dealing with the men. Teaching and educating men to not to be suckers, to not be simps, don't be falling for these modern type of women and everything, to be about your purpose. But when I see this right here, this is the reason why I say the stuff that I say for real. Because you're not getting caught up with the wrong type of woman who have this modern women type attitude that she feel that it's appropriate for her to do all these things in the name of business while being blatantly disrespectful to you. And now got her husband looking like a sucker and a simp and a yes man and everything. And guess what? She don't care. She don't care at all. Reason why I know she don't care is because she's on this show doing an interview. If she cared about the integrity of her wedding, she would have left it where it was at when she explained this bullshit on her channel. Yes, she did come out on her channel and was explaining this. When Corey Holcomb was saying something about it, she was explaining this. It should have been left right there. No. She had to take it further.
That's a fair point. I think that's a fair point. I don't want to spin it. What I want to say is messaging, imagery is critical because imagery is messaging.
Correct.
And a lot of times on a Jumbotron at a game, we often see couples, whether you're high up or you're on the floor. A lot of times when people are on the floor, you see.
Do you sit at the game?
Do I sit at the game?
Correct.
Yes.
Do you sit at the game on the floor?
I have.
No. Do you all the time?
No.
Okay. All right. So who have you met at these games on the floor?
This is my show, not yours. I'm not answering the question.
Oh, okay. And the reason
I come on your show, then we can get into that.
However,
I'm
but
not
the reason I asked you is to give perspective, right?
Yes.
Because what I found, okay, because I'm usually in the skybox.
Yes.
When I'm here in DC, I'm in my box. I don't like to be down on the floor. That's not my thing.
Sure.
On the floor, there are family members there. They are some of those people. A lot of them are like business seats.
Yep.
So anybody from these law firms, offices, are down there on the floor.
Yep.
That I've never known who sits down on the floor because I don't care and I don't sit there, right? But by being there, I found out who was actually down there, family members, business partners, all of that. That's what I met.
Listen,
hold on.
Yes.
So again, I'm not disputing your perspective as far as people that don't know.
Yeah.
Right? That's fair. But when you are in that world and you are in the know, and you know more than just the I would say the popular culture of who might sit down there, right? Because you might see your favorite rapper, things like that. But all those people that are sitting beside the rapper, you absolutely don't know why they're there.
But two married people shouldn't be sitting together without their spouses.
No. Now, see, and here we are again with you going back to something that's not, because you are essentially saying that I cannot do any business dealings with somebody that is in business because that person is married.
No.
What the That's not what he's saying. He's saying that it's distasteful for two married people to be sitting on the floor. Okay, gentlemen, correct me if I'm wrong on this, all right? Isn't the basketball player's wife right? Don't they normally sit a little bit higher than the floor seats, right? They're still on the floor technically, but they're a little higher up, right? Don't they normally sit in that area or in that proximity, right? They're not literally sitting on the floor, you know what I'm saying? Because typically, whenever people sit on the floor, they normally are people who paid a lot of money for them seats, where they're either celebrities or whoever the case may be, sitting on them type of seats. And traditionally, you be seeing more couples sitting on them seats than anything, right? Or if I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong on that. Normally you see these couples sitting on the floor seats because they're married. Like case in point, when Jay-Z and Beyonce go to basketball games together, they're sitting together because they're a couple. And that's what you typically see. And here's another reason too why they do this. Another reason why they do that is because they know the camera is going to be on them. They know that. Which this goes back to what Orlando has said. You know good and damn well that you're sitting on this floor, knowing good and well the cameras is going to be on y'all. People are going to be doing photo ops and everything. People are going to see y'all as a couple. Then on top of that, you had the audacity to do a photo op and post it on your socials too? Damn.
That's bullshit.
Wow.
God damn.
What I'm saying is somebody who's never met your husband.
Because if I go out with you or anybody
and
else,
I met your husband.
Okay, but
bros, don't say bros, look, save yourself. Do not marry these type of women for real. I'm being like dead serious with y'all. Do not look. This is another reason why I've been having these shows with y'all brothers. Because I'm trying to get y'all out of this habit of looking at the woman beauty first and thinking that her beauty is going to equate to her character. Okay? Because this is the end result right here. This is the end result right here. When you try to go after the beauty only and not the character. Because in her weird bird brain mind, she thinking that this is cool. It's acceptable. It's just business.
The former host has met your husband.
We've already talked about that.
Yep.
But what I'm saying is, you're saying, because you don't know when you're looking at that picture. You don't know if he met him or not.
I know he hasn't met your husband. When I looked at that picture, and maybe because I have inside knowledge.
Yeah, that's why. So my point is, you don't know.
But I don't have to know that's inappropriate. Let me say this. And maybe you just don't see it. You can't.
Yeah, I agree with y'all in the chat. I do. Absolutely, I agree with y'all. It is also his fault as well, too. I do agree. But I'm also shifting the accountability not just on Micca, but also on Micca's husband for marrying this thing. Because once again, we as men, we typically go for the look. Then we go for the character later. Some of us just bypass the character altogether. We just look over the character altogether, just stick with the look. Knowing good and well this woman is a bird brand and she's screwed up in the head. And still deal with it anyway. And will marry her. And get mad as hell when she divorce you. Now we brothers, we gotta get out of this mindset for real, man. We got to see. Look is the look is just to draw us in. Once when we get drawn in, that's when you should be really digging deep in her, finding out what she's about for real. That's what you should be doing. Instead of looking at her, then the next step is to try to smash. Nah, bro, y'all gotta have some sexual discipline for real, man. Because if not, this is gonna be the end resort every single time. Every single time. You're gonna get these women who think it's cool to do this stuff when it's not. You're gonna be married to these women who think it's cool with this situation, but it's not.
Can't see how this could be construed.
That's not what I said.
Okay,
we just talked.
Okay, so do you see this as being inappropriate?
We just talked about what it can look like imagery-wise.
So let me ask you, forget the imagery. Is this inappropriate to you?
From my perspective, it wasn't, because that's not what I was doing. But I told you, I can understand why people might have thought that, but I literally did not have anything going on or anything, like there's nothing inappropriate going on. So me just leaning didn't seem like an issue to me.
Okay, so here's some hard questions I really, really need to ask you. First one is, it may not be as hard, but here it is. Are you going to continue working with Anton?
Well, I have not been on after hours since the whole incident happened.
That's not answering my question.
I'm not finished.
Okay.
So I haven't been on after hours since the incident happened. And I felt that, there were a lot of things that I did not like about everything that went on. So with that, I decided to pull away from the show. So no, I am not.
So my question is this. If that situation never happened between Anton and Corey, would you still be working with Anton?
Is that a permanent termination?
I am not.
Permanent termination?
Yes. I was only doing one show.
Okay, so you're no longer a part of it. Here's another very challenging question, but I have to ask you. I just have to ask you. Have you and Anton ever had sex?
No. Hold on. No.
Okay.
Not her doing the R. Kelly. Where the camera at? The camera over here? Let me see it on this camera.
Any sexual relations?
No. It's always been strictly professional. And
you could be professionally sexual.
Oh, I would know.
Well, that's
so
what
again,
yeah.
It's always been strictly professional. Strictly professional. Like I said, Anton has a persona online.
Okay.
I get his persona online, but personally, Anton hasn't done that to me.
Okay. What happened between?
Real quick, do y'all understand when he said you could be sexually though? Basically, what he's saying is that you could become a work husband or a work wife, because that's what happened in those spaces where you're not literally having sex with each other, but you're being intimate in other ways, such as what work husbands and work wives would do. They'll sit up here, go to lunch with each other, right? Have lunch dates at work together, right? They'll buy each other food. They'll sit up here, talk about each other relationships if they're in a relationships, right?
Him and Corey Holcomb, because the 5150 show, from what we all saw, you were there with Anton, correct? Mm-hmm. We didn't see you, but clearly Corey said your name. And I even saw a video that he said Micca can come and do the show. She could come here. I would love for her to come. What happened that was not visible to the public that you can share? Like, we saw a lot, but was there anything behind the scenes? Were the guys agitated initially? I remember, I think I saw something where you said that it was actually on your own show. You said, hey, Corey shook my hand. I met him and he knew I was there. What happened?
All right, while she's taking a water break, those of y'all who tuned into the show right now, I appreciate you tuning in. What we're doing a reaction to Micca interview with Orlando. She's spilling the beans about her relationship with Anton Daniels, and she's also spilling beans about her political views, and now she's going into details about the situation that happened between Anton and Corey Holcomb. Now, if this is your first time here at the lounge, I welcome you. Appreciate you tuning in. We got about 500 people watching the show right now. Do me a favor, y'all. Hit the thumbs up if you are enjoying this thought-provoking content, because what it does is that it helps support this channel. It let YouTube know that you want more of this thought-provoking content, all right? So just do me a favor, right? That's all you got to do. Just hit the thumbs up. I'm not asking for no super chats or nothing like that. Just hit the thumbs up, because that supports the channel a whole lot, all right? So without further ado, shout out to everyone who's in the building right now. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all rocking me. We're 2 hours and 20 minutes into the show, and we're halfway done with this actual interview as well, too. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get back into the content and see what's going to be Micca's answer.
Okay, so we got to the studio, and
Let's back up a little.
okay.
Again, here's another invitation, correct? It's another invitation from Anton, an invitation.
No, well, no.
Corey, did Corey invite you?
No. So this is how this rolled out.
Sure.
So Anton decided to put together a podcast tour that he was going to do, and that he's still on, actually, that he was going to go to different locations. Cool. I am the only person on Anton's program that is an actual content creator, not a panelist, not a guest. I'm an actual content creator. So,
why are you the only one?
Because I'm the only one that wants to do content outside of Anton.
Are you the only beautiful one on his team?
No, he got other people on his team, too.
But there's other pretty women there. But whatever you think, that's what you think. But there's other women on the team.
Do you think you look better than his wife?
No, I'm not going to answer that question, because that's just ridiculous.
I mean, again, these are things that were sent to me. People have said, "Can you please ask her how she feels?"
Why would I answer that? Why would I subject another woman to answering something that is absolutely insane?
But fair enough. Go ahead.
And it's disrespectful.
And that picture was disrespectful.
But she was there.
Yeah, what? There you have it, y'all. There you have it. There you have it.
She was there at the second one?
Yes.
That second picture?
Yes.
Did she take the picture of you leaning on her husband?
I sent you the video. Why play that?
I'll show that video when she was sitting on his lap.
And what were we doing in the video?
I think I saw you in the back, and maybe y'all were doing a show or something.
Yeah, we were doing an after-hour show.
And he told his wife to come on over and sit down. But I think
hold on.
you're using
now you would no.
That isolated.
No, that's not isolated. That was the entire day. So
no, I mean isolated your history with him.
No.
Okay.
That the only one that she has that she wasn't at was the first one at the game. Outside of that, Rita is there. Now, I'm not in charge of her schedule. I don't know
that's even scarier.
She's there most of the time, which
well,
is
I just think it's scarier if a wife,
of the
but
time.
I don't know her. I haven't spoken with her.
She does a lot of the business dealing. She does the emails. She does the scheduling, because she actually scheduled my flight.
Sure.
She does those. So Anton is not the person that actually does it. He has an assistant, but a lot of the times his wife does it.
Yeah. And you do have husband-wife business partners. Yeah.
Tons of them.
Yeah. And sometimes those individuals, wife or husband, can be accepting of different arrangements.
Okay, but what does that have to do with me? My arrangement is business and personal.
Right, that's what I mean.
Personal.
That's what I mean, that arrangement, yeah.
So, no, it's not an arrangement. It's an actual business.
No, it's an arrangement
words
by
matter.
a contract.
Words matter.
Yeah.
And the
I'm
concept,
very fastidious when it comes to words.
Yeah, I know. And you're also a fast talker. So I pick up on it.
I'm not that fast.
You fast, but I listen.
Sure.
However, no, she does a lot of the booking, so she knows who's coming in and out and things like that. But like I said, that last one that we were just talking about, she was there the entire time. That's why in the video I sent you, she just came on in. She had been sitting there the entire day.
Okay, going back to Corey. So you were there, you arrived, and the show starts.
No.
Well, let's skip past everything else and just get to the crux of it.
Okay.
What do you think really set off either Corey or Anton?
At what part?
At any part. You were there, so you may have witnessed or have seen characteristics that could have been combustible and sort of inflamed them.
I think both of them set each other off. Because you have two men that are good at what they do, two men that are trying to get their point of view across as what is the best view.
Sure.
And they don't not only not agree on political things, they don't agree on certain values.
But what's the issue? Because it seems like Corey doesn't like that Anton allegedly espouses white America's thinking, or he minimizes black people, or his role as a conservative prowess, if you will, seems to demean and diminish the light of black Americans. And Corey is perturbed and turned off by that. And Corey, therefore, or maybe Anton Corey says something about sucking, male parts or something. And I think what actually happened? I can't remember.
So those of y'all, you didn't catch my reaction to that the whole Anton and Corey debate. I do have a post on my channel right now. But I did made this claim. I had made a claim that I believe that Corey is not only homophobic, but I also believe that something sexual had happened to either Corey himself or someone in Corey's immediate family for him to talk about that all the time. Or is it called backdooring or backdoor or whatever the hell you call that bullshit. But something had to happen to that man for a man to be that triggered over something like that.
Who said what?
So
I think Corey said
kissing white people's
behind. Yeah.
And then Anton said, well, you sucked of black people.
Yes.
And he just didn't like the sucking comment.
Yeah. Now I was disturbed that honestly Corey was that upset. I get the respectability component.
I thought it was just a bat, because you just said, I kiss somebody's butt, so I'm just upping this one. Well, you do this to black people, and a lot of people, use that.
Yeah, but in the urban black community, you can't say to another man, suck something. But I also think Anton had a right to say what he said about, you can't tell me that I'm kissing somebody's behind.
Correct. And you can't tell somebody how they feel about the disrespectful comment.
That's correct.
Some people may not feel that, saying you kiss white man's, but if you feel the way Corey feels, then maybe you don't, because you think it's appropriate.
I think Anton handled that so respectfully.
I thought the exchange, was warranted how both of them went, but I didn't think it needed to be elevated to where.
And I say respectfully in the sense that Anton didn't allow it to get physical, because I thought Corey was about to dog him. When if Anton had said one more time what Corey told him not to say, for some reason I thought, wow, he may punch him. But then I was disappointed to see two black men.
I didn't like it.
I didn't like it either.
I didn't like it. One, because there were myself and Darlene and other females in the studio.
Yeah.
So I didn't like that. Especially with men, I think you should be able to handle things cordially.
Why did Corey call you a bitch?
I don't know why he called me one, honestly.
Yeah, are you going on the show? Will you go?
Am I going on his show? No, not to my knowledge.
But I think publicly he said Micca could come, If Corey invited you to 5051, will you show up?
Probably not. And
Probably
the reason
not.
why I say that is the same way, you know, I can accept an apology. I can accept somebody saying a wrongdoing. You know, I accept people make mistakes, and I'm not putting that above anything. But I understand what that show is now, and so I don't think I fit, you know, the audience too much, and I don't think, you know, I would provide any value.
Look, in other words, for the right price, she would definitely go to that show. Y'all want to know how I know? Now, notice earlier when he asked her, have you and Anton had sex together? She said, where the cameras at? No. And she made it abundantly clear that she did not have sex with that dude. But when he asked her about, hey, will you go on this show, going on Corey Holcomb's show, she said, you know, probably not, you know, since I know what the show is about, you know, probably I'm not going to do that. Probably does not mean no's. Probably means that there probably be probably means that it may be a possibility that you're considering doing it for the right price. So the answer to the question is, as long as the price is right, she's going to pull up to that dude's show for sure. For content, because she is a content creator.
What is it that you want people to walk away with today? What truth do you want people to walk away with? And what more do you want to say about all of what we discussed today? Anton, Corey, your business relationship, your husband. We've touched on so many categories. So let's start with the first one. What truth do you want people to walk away with?
Not what truth. There's only the truth.
Sure.
The truth, really, honestly, is that there are lessons. There are.
Oh, this is good. I love lessons. What's the lesson that you extracted from this experience? Because your life was speaking to you. Do you understand that?
I learned a valuable lesson. You know, outside of your wordsmithing, outside of your wordsmithing, I do think you know, it is important for your spouse to meet everybody. Right?
Thank God we made progress.
Oh,
yes,
I wasn't.
I agree.
I wasn't ever.
I agree.
You know, not agreeing with you.
Sure.
That's the only thing that I agree with that she said throughout this whole entire interview is that is beneficial for your spouse to meet the people that you are interacting with, or as she called, networking with. Like, why wouldn't you do that? I mean, why wouldn't you?
I just still wanted you to understand that there wasn't anything nefarious there.
Yeah. On whose part?
On
yours, because you can't speak for anyone else.
Correct.
Yes.
But so I didn't want that to be misconstrued in what you were asking.
Sure.
But I do think it's important because, you know, and not that he would even be online talk, because he's not going to do that.
Sure.
But just to be able to have that sense of, if something like this happens, you understand, other people can have an understanding that, you know, that person definitely knows what's going on, even though he does. Absolutely. I've told him this, that, and third goes on. This is what we're doing. This is the paperwork with this, blah, 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 whatever. But when you have somebody, you know, like you or others that are asking questions, I don't have to try to defend something that isn't happening, that absolutely isn't happening. And so I think the best way to put it is not having to make something a thing when it's not a thing. And not having to have things appear a way, because I can tell you in each one of those pictures, that's literally just chilling
and
the entire time.
And most importantly, if I can impose, most importantly, making your family a priority, making your husband
my family is definitely a priority.
Well, again, we're talking about imagery. The public doesn't know behind the scenes. You're a public figure. You do a show, I do a show, you put things out there, and you have to be responsible for the images that you put out, but also the images that you are participating in, and be a very conscious, clear, and very divine woman who walks with the knowledge of knowing that any man that you deal with as a married woman should meet your husband if it's a contractual ongoing relationship. It doesn't mean that some new guy starts working at the job, your husband needs to know. No, but if you're doing business and if this person you're opening your life up to, you're flying somewhere, God forbid you could have flown somewhere and that would have been your last flight.
Well, I mean, that can happen regardless whether my husband meets somebody or not.
Yeah, but it's critical to have your husband an integral part of your decisions when you're out here making them.
So everything he's saying, I agree. I agree with him. Absolutely, absolutely. Because here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Even with me as being a content creator, right? I'm not only a content creator, but I'm also an influencer as well, too. You know what I'm saying? So, do y'all know that YouTube is my main source of the content that I put out? But I also have other channels like my IG and my TikTok as well, too, right? And I think my Twitter X is active, but them are my main source of medias that I'm set out. But do y'all know that I don't have a Facebook? The reason why I don't have a Facebook is simply because that is my way of protecting people that I care about, which is my immediate family and my outside family and friends as well too, because I know that the content that I put over here, it could be not only thought-provoking, but it could be controversial as well too, depending on what we're talking about. So I am very consciously aware of the things that I talk about, the things that I say, and the type of imagery that I put out there, because I don't want these images to come back as doors, you know what I'm saying? I'm either doing something that's disrespectful to my wife, to my family, to my children, or anything like that, you know what I'm saying? I'm consciously aware of that, so I move with intentions, okay? But other people out there, they don't move that way. They don't move with intentions that way. They move because they want to be seen. They want, they literally worship their content creation. Let's call it for what it is. Those of y'all who are religious or spiritual or whatever, right? That's what it is. People literally be worshiping their content. They do. They literally sell their soul for their content. They do whatever it takes to get that viral moment. But I am not that way, period. I work hard with the content I put out there. I work hard developing myself. I work hard putting my platform together and everything. And guess what? My wife knows everything that I'll be talking about as well too, which I done said countless of times on this platform. So it's no secret whatsoever. But that's how I believe everyone should be that way. But hey.
Still, and my husband's very much a part of my decision, because again, I don't move, and that's I have to explain to my husband where I'm going. I don't get to just get up and go. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And so that's always there. But what I'm talking about, one, the public wouldn't even know whether I did or didn't. Yeah. So me giving you this interview and telling you that it's something that the public would never even know.
Yeah. But let's remove the public thinking for a second and just perhaps think about maybe how your husband felt. I can't. I'm not going to speculate how. Well, let me ask you this: do you think all the images plastered all
I'm
over
not
social
gonna do that.
media,
I'm not gonna do
he
that
felt
either.
good.
I'm not going to do that either.
You're not going to do what?
I'm not going to say what my husband felt like. My husband's not
Did you and your husband have a conversation?
My husband's not a public figure, so I'm not going to.
Right, I'm right, but I'm just saying, did you and your husband have a conversation about what he was exposed to? He sees images on social media.
Oh, you
People
mean,
talk.
okay, so are you talking about this incident?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay, now go ahead and ask your question.
So what I'm saying is, when your husband sees these images, what I'm saying is, it's not important what the public sees or thinks, but it's perhaps what your husband and your family feel when they open up YouTube.
So those pictures have been sitting there for a year.
Well, not just those pictures. I'm just saying the most recent thing when you went with Anton to Corey's show, and things was just, there was a recent conversation about you being the side chick. So
so that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because the images are not.
But those images corroborated. But those images corroborated a narrative that people wanted to put out there.
That they
had something to use.
Well, they have.
Okay, also, y'all, to be fair, those of y'all who follow this channel, I never put out content saying that Micca was Anton Daniels' side chick. The reason why I never did content or reacted to content like that is because I knew that it was speculation. But there are certain things that I did question him. But at the end of the day, that's that man and that's her. That's their business dynamic that they got going on. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I never put out content doing, exposés and also like other content creators doing and stuff. I never did that, period. Because I never got no evidence that they was literally doing that. Now, it's a difference if either she or Anton or even his wife had came out and said that they were doing these things, then yeah, I'll put out content, reacted to it then. But speculation, no, not going to do it. Not at all.
Let me phrase it this way. You can use whatever you want to create a narrative. But again, those images have been on my Instagram for over a year.
And that's a beef I had with you. Why is this man on your Instagram and not your husband?
So.
Good question.
I don't want to put that in.
Okay.
Now, Micca, answer that question.
But do you understand?
Because now that pulled me to pulling his mindset in. And he's not sitting here talking.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. But no other males. So these are the takeaways. Mm-hmm. No males on your Instagram.
Well, I wasn't finished. So
okay.
We have the lessons.
Yes.
And we have
So what was the first lesson again you said you got from this?
Oh, just being so.
Oh, real quick, since she's trying to run over this, I know the reason why her husband is not on her IGs. It's the same reason why all these other IG women don't have their husbands or their boyfriends on their IG. The reason why is because these type of modern women, they understand their audience. They understand their audience, and they understand that since they look a certain type of way, hence their beauty rate, they know that they're going to attract a lot of male audience, and they're going to attract some females who are bisexual or lesbians, whatever you want to call them and stuff, right? And they're going to attract that certain type of audience to their platform. That's how they get their content up. That's how they get their views and everything up. Now, for her to place her husband in the picture, that means that she is not available, that she's married, she's taken. And guess what's going to happen? All them people that I mentioned earlier, talking about, them thirsty simps and all this stuff, right? Guess what? They're no longer going to be a part of her platform. They're no longer going to be sub up. That's the reason why she don't have her husband on there. It's the reason why them IG women do the same as that thing where they don't have their husbands on there or boyfriends or whatever on there. Because they understand their audience.
What the takeaways are, first, lessons. Understanding that even though this is all business, this is a above board, the public may perceive something a certain way, and you just have to be aware of how they may perceive it, even if it's not that.
Correct.
So not to give the public something to make a thing when it's not a thing, and having to defend a lie, because now when people ask me a question about that situation, it's to defend something that absolutely never happened.
Yeah.
And you cannot defend a lie.
What's the next takeaway?
The next takeaway is just to make sure that it's everything is contractual, right? So even though if me and you are, my manager, just to make sure everything is contractual, even with the third party.
Next takeaway. If there's a next, I don't want to just line them up for you.
No. Opposite of that, it's just, honestly, I think just overall, just to make sure that you're just not giving people things that they think are going on, not to let stuff linger, because I'm a very private person.
No, you're not.
That's the Pisces in us.
Yeah, I'm a very private person.
No, you're not.
And
no, she not. It ain't no damn Pisces in her. That's some bullshit.
That's bullshit.
That's some bullshit. You're not a private person. Because if you're a private person, you wouldn't have social media, nor you wouldn't have a platform to be a content creator. You want people to be a part of whatever type of life that you want to portray people to have. That just, the job is what it is. So no, you're not at all. And here's another thing to the reason why I know she's not a private person, because if that be the case, she wouldn't go on to multiple platforms and her trying to defend her case about her being a side chick. Because at the end of the day, it wouldn't matter what people think. Right? So yeah, you're not a private person. Don't lie like that. Come on now. Even though she been kind of lying all night, but it is what it is.
Again, I'm not doing anything nefarious. And so sometimes when I hear things, I'll say, okay, well, people are gonna just talk. I don't give life to it because it's not true.
Do you like a little bit of the attention?
I've always got attention.
No, that's not what I'm asking.
No, I've always got.
That's not what I'm asking.
No. I've always got.
You can't modify my question. This is called perspective. It's my perspective.
And this is my perspective of your answer.
Okay. This is what I had to go through being her executive producer, y'all. This is what I had to go through.
So the attention from the negative stuff, absolutely
no. Do
not.
you like attention from men?
No.
Okay.
I like attention to what I'm doing.
Are you happily married?
I'm definitely happily married.
Are you bored in your marriage?
No.
Okay. Just people. You wanted me to ask the questions.
They want you to be messy.
No. Listen.
Let's call it. Let's call a thing a thing. They want you to be messy. They want you to hold on. This is the internet. They want you to be messy. They want you to be all in my business, and they want you to get something out of me that isn't there. I don't have a problem.
That's fair.
I don't have a problem in my marriage. Most of y'all didn't even know I was married because this is why. And two, outside of entertainment.
Man, we knew that you was married. We knew that you was married because you walking around with that big ass wedding ring. We know that, man. We knew that. And plus it was mentioned on Room 9 and all the stuff that you was married. Anton Daniels mentioned that you was married as well too. We knew. We already knew that, so that's no big deal. But for us, her wanting attention, yes, women on her caliber and how the way she looked, they always want attention because they always get attention ever since they was young. They be getting attention like this all their life. So yes, she wants attention. That's why I call bullshit when she's talking about she's a private person when she's not a private person at all, period. I don't give a damn about your zodiac sign. Pisces, fuck that Pisces sign. You know, you want attention and you get attention all the time. It is what it is. Now, for us, this marriage part, is she happy in her marriage? I would say that she's happy in her marriage as long as her husband continue to be a sucker and a simp. And she's going to be happy. But the moment when he confront her about this, then yeah, that's when that happiness is going to turn into a frown, for sure.
Just like y'all, your girl Beyonce, it's none of your damn business.
Yeah, she keeps it tight seal.
What try to, at least before the elevator.
Yeah.
But my point is, the general public is only, with anybody that's in the public, is only preview to what you let them know. Now, a lot of them want to dig. A lot of them want to, find something salacious, this and that. That's fine because people like drama. But
well, do you think it was embarrassing to your husband?
To do what?
No, not to do anything. Do you think the
headline?
The memes, the headlines?
Yeah.
Okay. So
it was embarrassing to me because it wasn't true.
Yeah. Did he express to you how he felt?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, it was embarrassing to me because it wasn't true.
What did he say?
About
how he felt.
He didn't like it, and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
And
is that the reason why you walked away from the show with Anton?
No.
What was that reason? We're going to close this out. What was that reason why you walked away?
No, the reason why I chose to walk away is one, it wasn't true, but I don't need.
What was it true? The side chick?
Yes.
Okay.
The headline wasn't true. It was, and Corey said this out his own mouth. I was just trying to get at he called him the N-word.
Sure.
And I understood it. I was the person caught in between, the casualty, whatever. But when somebody of that caliber says something and the general public doesn't know much about you, they can create all types of narratives.
Yep.
And so because they don't know much about me and they know Anton, he can get up on a platform and say, well, this is what it is and so on and so on. When Anton spoke the next day, which was fine because it had just happened. But when he spoke the next day, he was, so hype and boisterous from, what was happening with him that he didn't properly address what had happened to me. And being that I wasn't on camera, I didn't have a voice. And so I depended on the person that I trust to be my voice.
Advocate, yep.
And also being that you are on a big platform, everybody, for the most part knows Anton. So when you go to, it's either you don't speak about it or you speak about it. And when
So wait a minute, hold up. If I'm hearing this correctly right, she is saying the main reason why she walked away from Anton is because Anton didn't protect her? Is that what she's saying? That Anton didn't protect her, and so that gave her the reason to walk away? Ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to understand this clearly, okay? Do y'all know that other content creators was saying that same type of narrative way before Corey had said it, right? As a matter of fact, what do you think Corey got that from? He had got that from other content creators that was already saying that. It was content creators that already calling her a side piece. And she knew this. So my question is this. Why she didn't walk away then? Why she didn't walk away when other content creators was doing hit pieces on her and Anton, calling her a side piece and all stuff? Why at this moment she felt that she needed to walk away? Because what she's saying is bullshit. She wanted this attention. And the only reason why she allegedly walking away right now is because she getting so much heat on her that it is changing her pretty girl conservative image fully. Because at the end of the day, if it didn't matter, right? If it never happened, why does it matter? At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, this is part of our job of being content creators. Y'all just don't know how much stuff that people say about me every single day, and I don't even know me at all, period. They say all kind of crazy stuff about me every single day. But I understand the assignment because that's a part of being a content creator. You're not going to always get people who's going to be on your team. You're not going to always get a hive mind of people who's going to agree with you all the time. You're going to get people who's going to give you pushback. You're going to get people who's going to do reaction videos and all type of stuff against you simply because they want content or simply because you did something that they didn't like and now they don't like you. That is all part of being a content creator. The good, the bad, and the ugly. But when it got too ugly with her, right, that's when she decided, like, you know what? I'm just going to just bow down and walk away and just don't deal with it. No, you should have did it back then. Because once again, people were saying this back then. That's why I be calling bullshit on her for real, man. So you could want to fool a lot of people, but a lot of people here, especially on the lounge, they know your bullshit. They know that you full of crap on this one, for real.
Went to speak about it. He didn't advocate. He only still boistered towards whatever Corey had to say. And I get the boistering, but my avocation should have been first.
How did you...
Wait a minute. And she said her avocation should have been first? So she's priority? Damn.
That's bullshit.
God damn.
Inform him you were done with the show.
Good riddance.
Well,
you call him or email or?
Well, again, I had to process it first. Because again, I had never been involved in something that's everywhere like that. And on top of that, it's a lie.
Yep.
And so I had to process how I wanted to move forward with that. But I called Anton and I spoke to him like I would do when we have any other business dealings.
Sure.
And I told him how I felt, like I'm telling you right now, about, avocation and things like that. And from that point on, he called, well, I'm gonna see how you doing with it and such. But I just came to a point where I know that certain things aren't going to change because that's his platform, and I wouldn't want somebody to change their platform.
So how did he handle it? Was he just like, okay, if that's your decision, I respect it?
That's exactly what he said.
Okay.
Almost to the T.
Yep.
But he understood because.
Will you all remain friends? You're not working together. Will you remain in contact rather?
Will we remain cordial?
Will you remain in contact with each other?
No, we never had a relationship where he's just calling me just to call, just like we don't go out and chill just to chill.
But he can send you a message on a DM. Like, is he blocked?
No.
So he's not blocked. Okay.
No, he's not.
So he still has access. If he wanted to reach you, he has access.
He's not blocked. He's not blocked.
Yeah.
Because there isn't. I don't have a disdain or something like
Correct.
that for anything he does. And
you just ended your contract.
We just ended the business relationship that we had.
Okay.
And I'm not interested in bashing Anton, and I'm not taking away from what Anton did on the side that helped me with my journey, but everything has a season.
Yeah.
And I think just ours have come to an end because at this juncture, I can't trust that you'll advocate for me being I was under your covering at the time.
What the fuck? She was under his covering? What the hell? So Is she the wife? The second wife? Because to my understanding, when you're talking about covering, that's normally talking about on the biblical level, saying a husband is the covering of his wife. You is not his wife. So he's not obligated to protect you, especially on social media. So what the hell are you talking about? You know what this sounds like to me? This sounds like the typical modern day women when they sit up here use people, right? They get what they get out of it. Then when a certain situation happens, then that's when they want to discontinue the relationship. After they then use and abuse and drain the situation dry. That's what it sounds like to me. Talking about protection. What the hell? Wow.
And that's what, I
unless she really was the side piece, then I get that concept. If you really was the side piece, then if he's hitting it, then he's obligated to protect you. But if he's not hitting it, then no, he's not obligated at all.
have to have in somebody that's a business partner, that's doing, my management or bookings, anything.
And he's never met your husband.
Well,
I don't want to leave that out. I know you lined up everything else, but we need to always keep that a part of your lineup.
Well,
doing business with anybody, they need, particularly male, they need to meet your husband. Because as men,
I already, that was my first thing. That was in the lesson.
Okay, well,
I addressed that already.
Okay, maybe I wasn't just listening as
See, Orlando shouldn't have said, listen. What he should have said is, what are the things you're holding yourself accountable for? Because we know, gentlemen, we know when we use triggering words like accountable or accountability, it is very hard for a woman to hold herself accountable. She would dance around their word. She would run away from it as fast as possible. So that lesson part, like, lesson like teaching. No, you need to be held accountable. Yes, ma'am.
Thorough, because I wanted to. I just wanted to.
You did because you went on your. See, I listened to you,
okay.
But that was the first thing I said.
Your husband is my boy. He's a really nice guy, and I want to make sure.
Everybody, but this is the first person that I've actually done business with that was strictly out of town.
Okay.
So again, that was a different dynamic. But again, like I said, I learned a lesson from it to either, I don't know, he has to fly or the person I'm doing business with has to fly in so they can cordially meet face to face.
No, the person needs to fly in to meet your husband.
No, I'm saying if I'm going out, maybe he flies. That's what I'm saying. Okay. He flies or the other person can fly in and then they can cordially meet together in person. But
okay, well,
that's where
Well, I want to thank you for doing this interview. I think you did a fantastic job. I put you under the heat. I don't think so. I pushed back. You pushed back. You was poised, and I appreciate your posture and wanting to make sure that you gave clarity to what the world and everybody else out there either want to believe, wish to believe, but you were here to annihilate all those negative beliefs. And I think you did it with class. So I want to, again, thank you.
All right. So that is the end of this interview. All right. So once again, y'all let me know what y'all think overall with this interview. How do you feel that Micca did? Do you feel like she did a wonderful job, like Orlando was saying, or she did a horrible job in this interview? Also, the things that she expressed on, do you believe that she articulated herself to the best of her ability to explain that she's not the side piece and all these different accusations that was against her? What about the claims about, her husband as well, too? Or even the claims of her sitting on courtside with Anton? You believe that she articulated herself clearly in that situation or not? Y'all let me know in the comment section. Once again, shout out to everybody who's in the building. I appreciate each and every last one of y'all who tune in and watch this episode. Thank you so much. Thank you for the thumbs up and thank you for supporting the channel, and also thank you for supporting my shorts and the community as well too. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Those of y'all who not a part of the lounge, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and sub up to the channel today so you can get more thought-provoking content like this, all right? Have another episode already scheduled for tomorrow. Make sure y'all tune in for that episode, all right? Because we're going to be talking about should men trust women. So that's going to be a very good thought-provoking episode, and I want y'all to be in attendance of that too, because I want to get y'all perspective on it, all right? So thank you so much for tuning in today. Appreciate my moderators. Appreciate everyone who participated in the comments and people who are catching the replay of this episode and everybody who caught the live show. Thank you so much, and y'all have a great and wonderful night.